Dragon Ball Super. Inspector. Signing in at the Omni-King's palace at the beginning. Chapter 21. Looking at the newcomer, Champa's face instantly turned as red as a pig's liver. Wong Tang. Lord Champa, please be mindful of your words. It's Lord Wong Tang. Vados reminded him again. When Wong Tang appeared, Beerus quickly stood up and offered his chair to Wong Tang. He then stood quietly to the side. Champa then realized that Wong Tang's status was completely different now. He quickly got up and hurried to Wong Tang's side. He bowed deeply. This humble god greets the prosecutor. This humble god misspoke just now. I hope your excellency will not hold it against me. Just then, the angel Vados elegantly walked over. Lord Wong Tang, how have you been lately? Wong Tang nodded slightly at Vados's greeting. I've been quite well recently. Vados, you've become even more beautiful lately. Facing Wong Tang's compliment, Vados showed a slight smile. Thank you for the compliment, Lord Wong Tang. Meanwhile, Champa was sweating profusely, remaining bowed and not daring to move. Wong Tang beckoned with his finger, and a boiled Dodoria bird egg appeared in his hand. He took a bite. It truly tasted no different from an ordinary chicken egg. Champa, have you been working diligently lately? Why are you always looking for gourmet food? Are you a god of destruction or a god of food? Wong Tang said calmly. Upon hearing this question, Champa immediately became nervous. Because he hadn't worked in a long time, he had just been doing what he liked. His original duty as a god of destruction had long been forgotten. He had thought Wong Tang wouldn't ask about work. Champa was already sweating profusely, then cast a pleading look at Vados. He stammered, unable to say anything coherent. Seeing this, Vados had no choice but to say, Lord Wong Tang, Lord Champa has simply developed a fondness for gourmet food recently, as you can tell from his figure, but he is still diligently doing his work. Upon hearing the beginning, Champa's heart almost leapt out. Only after hearing the rest did he breathe a sigh of relief. All right, since Vados says so, then you must be working diligently. After all, she is your supervising angel. You may stand up, Wong Tang said in a low voice. Only then did Champa dare to slowly stand up, giving Vados a grateful look. Although Champa stood upright, his gaze became cautious. He hadn't expected Wong Tang to exert such immense pressure on him after becoming a prosecutor, feeling as if the Grand Priest himself had arrived. In fact, it was also due to Wong Tang comprehending the power of intent. Naturally, a relatively weak god of destruction like Champa would feel suppressed. I have a good understanding of your work. Champa, you need to learn from Beerus. Upon hearing Wong Tang's words, Champa couldn't help but inwardly grumble. What is there for me to learn from that sleep-loving bag of bones? But he maintained a smile on his face. Beerus is so thin probably because he worked so hard he forgot to eat and sleep. Look at your physique. You've probably been slacking off, haven't you? Upon hearing this, Champa cried out in injustice, saying, Lord Wong Tang, both of our physiques are natural, they have no direct relation to work. Wong Tang looked at Beerus and asked, is that so? Beerus had already cursed Champa countless times in his mind, but his face showed no change. Lord Wong Tang, that physique is indeed natural, but I have absolutely been working diligently. Wong Tang glanced at him and said with a smile, all right, let's stop talking about work for now. By the way, Champa, what brings you to Universe 7? I don't recall asking you to come here. Champa immediately put on a fawning expression and said, Prosecutor, I wish to host a martial arts tournament, so I specially came to invite you to observe it. Upon hearing this, Wong Tang's face immediately showed interest. A martial arts tournament. Sounds quite interesting. Whis immediately understood Champa's intention. It turned out he had seized upon the fact that the prosecutor was a martial arts enthusiast, which was why he had specially come to curry favor. A martial arts tournament. Goku, who had been silent, instantly had his eyes light up. A martial arts tournament in Universe 6, there must be many powerful fighters. Just then, Vegeta said with a bewildered expression, what exactly is this Universe 6 you're talking about? Ho ho ho, so you weren't aware. There are a total of 12 universes. And the universe we are in is Universe 7. As soon as he finished speaking, Whis tapped his angelic staff on the ground, and the entire universe immediately appeared before everyone. Then he pointed and said, this is Universe 7, and my sister and Lord Champa come from Universe 6. These two universes are essentially identical, like twin brothers. Things always have a front and a back, existing in pairs. For example, Universe 1 and Universe 12, two universes whose numbers add up to 13 form a pair. Upon hearing Whis' explanation, Wang Tang also understood the structure of the universes in the Dragon Ball world. Goku whispered to Vegeta, "Did you hear that?" He called her sister. Vegeta nodded and said, "She is also a master, without any openings in her movements." Goku's eyes immediately lit up. "I didn't realize there were so many powerful fighters stronger than us." Wang Tang turned to Beerus and said, "Beerus, your Universe 7 should also participate. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as fun with just Universe 6. Upon hearing this, Champa's eyes lit up. "Bag of bones, what do you say? You're not afraid of my Universe 6, are you?" Upon hearing Champa's provocative words, a hint of anger also appeared on Beerus's face. "Such bragging, with your fat pig leading Universe 6. Aren't you afraid of losing and being laughed at by the prosecutor?" Champa's face also immediately showed anger. "Watch your mouth, bag of bones." Their eyes instantly became fierce. A terrifying aura immediately erupted from both of them. Looking at the two who had suddenly flared up, Wang Tang simply stood up. Looking at the figure that suddenly appeared between them, the two immediately reined in their aura and bowed deeply. They also understood that they had been too presumptuous. But what they didn't expect was that Wang Tang most loved to watch battles, and he had always heard that Beerus was one of the top gods of destruction, but he had never seen it with his own eyes. He smiled and said, "If you two wish to fight, let's go outside. It's too cramped here, and it will affect your performance." However, Whis and Vados simultaneously stopped them. "Lord Wang Tang, you cannot. Battles between gods of destruction are forbidden. Two gods of destruction fighting means the destruction of Universe 6 and Universe 7. Upon hearing this, Wang Tang nodded and said, "I understand, but there are exceptions to everything, aren't there? Vados and Whis, create a sealed arena for me, so the energy doesn't dissipate. I believe you two can achieve that with your strength." Upon hearing Wang Tang's command, Vados glanced at Whis. And at this moment, Whis' face was also full of solemnity. After a few minutes of thought, Whis smiled and said, "Since Lord Wang Tang has such an interest, my sister and I will naturally do our utmost to achieve it. However, the arena created by our combined strength cannot be absolutely foolproof. I implore the prosecutor to also incorporate your power of intent into the protective barrier around the arena, only then can we ensure absolute safety." Wang Tang nodded and said, "Don't worry, Whis. Let's do as you say." An hour later, a massive martial arts arena appeared in the Destroyer's realm. The arena was protected by a red energy shield. Not far from the arena was a luxurious lounge area. Wang Tang was sitting next to Vados, cracking melon seeds and waiting for the competition to begin. Whis surveyed the arena to ensure everything was in order before quietly taking a seat on Vados's other side. Goku and Vegeta stood at the edge of the lounge area, their eyes fixed on the arena. "Vegeta, do you think Lord Beerus might lose?" Hearing Goku's question, Vegeta replied indifferently. "Kakarot, they are both destroyers, their strength should be evenly matched. Let's just watch quietly." On the arena, Beerus and Champa stood on opposite sides of the arena, their eyes locked on each other. Champa smiled faintly. "Skinny, we haven't fought since we became destroyers, have we? The me now is not the me of the past." If he had indeed been no match for Beerus in the past, under Vados's guidance, his strength had improved by leaps and bounds. After so much time, he believed he had far surpassed Beerus. Upon hearing this, Beerus curled his lip. "Fat pig, all I see is that you've gotten fatter, nothing else has changed." Hearing Beerus's blatant provocation, Champa's face immediately showed annoyance. Just then, Wang Tang shot a ki blast from his hand, striking the bell on the arena. The two immediately understood that the match had begun. "Champa, come on, let me see if your training over the past tens of millions of years has made any progress." Beerus stared intently at Champa, speaking indifferently. He understood that since the inspector allowed him to fight Champa, there must be a purpose behind it. If he lost today, there would likely be some trouble. Most importantly, he also wanted to see how much Champa had improved since becoming a destroyer. "Beerus, come on," Champa roared, immediately soaring into the sky. Whoosh! Beerus snorted coldly, also soaring into the sky. Standing in the air above the arena, Beerus and Champa faced each other. Beerus, this time, I will make you understand that effort outweighs talent. Because Beerus's talent had always been superior to his since childhood, he had always been suppressed. Today, finally having the chance to prove that his efforts were worthwhile, he was exceptionally excited. Champa roared, and his entire body instantly vanished from its original spot, reappearing the next second directly in front of Beerus. Bang! Champa's speed was extreme. Beerus curled his lip and immediately met him, their fists clashing instantly. A sharp gust of wind spread outwards from the point of impact. However, the gust of wind immediately vanished without a trace upon touching the red energy shield. The next moment, the two quickly separated, and Beerus's body immediately erupted with purple aura, and terrifying destroyer energy rapidly rose. The next second, Beerus transformed into a purple shadow and disappeared from his original spot. His speed was extreme, so fast that even Champa didn't react, and a punch slammed into his body, directly sending Champa flying backward. Whoosh! Beerus pursued the victory, rushing towards Champa again, raising his hand and slamming another punch towards his chest. Bang! Beerus's eyes narrowed sharply. His punch was actually caught directly by Champa. Good power, good speed too. Just then, Champa smiled, and then a purple energy aura immediately rose from his body, instantly sending Beerus flying backward. Beerus only retreated a few steps before stabilizing himself. Whoosh! The two quickly rushed towards each other again, their fists constantly clashing in the air. At this moment, continuous rumbling sounds echoed throughout the arena. However, outside the arena, it was completely calm. It had to be said that the energy shield formed by Wang Tang and the other two was incredibly sturdy. From the looks of it, they're evenly matched right now. Wang Tang cracked melon seeds, speaking indifferently. Currently, his strength had surpassed Beerus, but in terms of combat experience and fighting techniques, he was still a bit lacking compared to Beerus. With the accumulation of time, Inspector Sama will also grow stronger in all aspects. Whis glanced at Wang Tang and immediately smiled. After all, Lord has already comprehended the realm of intent. Wang Tang understood these principles, so he nodded slightly. His gaze then lingered on Vados. This female angel was as noble as a goddess, appearing much stronger than ordinary angels, not just by a little bit. As if noticing Wang Tang's gaze, Vados tilted her head and looked at him, smiling. Inspector Sama, is there something on my face? Wang Tang scratched his head and said, I was just looking casually, there's nothing on your face. Oh, Vados replied softly and then stopped looking at Wang Tang. Her gaze was fixed on the arena. Vegeta, I didn't expect that Champa's strength would be on par with Lord Beerus. It's truly astonishing. Goku looked at the intense battle in the arena, exclaiming in surprise. Vegeta gritted his teeth, his arms crossed, saying, I didn't expect there to be so many strong individuals. And there are 12 such strong destroyers. Goku, seeing that Vegeta didn't respond to his words, patted Vegeta's shoulder. Vegeta, what's wrong? Didn't you hear me? Vegeta turned his head and roared, Kakarot, stop talking nonsense. Goku could only hastily retreat 2 steps, letting out a wry smile. Why are you so angry? Quote. Boom, bang bang bang. The sounds of collision in the sky grew increasingly terrifying. Wang Tang looked over and saw Beerus and Champa fighting from the sky to the arena, and then from the arena back into the sky. Sharp gusts of wind instantly swept across the entire arena. Terrifying energy aftershocks constantly spread outwards. Watching their fierce battle, Wang Tang suddenly felt a little itching to join in. Inspector Sama, at such a young age, has already comprehended the power of the realm of intent, surpassing Lord Champa and Lord Beerus. His potential is indeed limitless. At this moment, Vados's voice, like a nightingale, rang in Wang Tang's ears. Wang Tang turned his head and saw Vados looking at him with a smile. Their eyes met, and Wang Tang felt as if Vados could see right through him. I didn't expect Vados to be so unfathomable either. She's probably not much weaker than Whis, and definitely one of the top-tier angels. Wang Tang was also incredibly shocked. Because the feeling Vados gave him, only Whis had given him that feeling so far. Her beautiful eyes were full of mystery. It was also possible that Wang Tang hadn't met other angels. Vados suddenly said, Whis told me that Inspector Sama's cooking is excellent. I wonder if I can have the pleasure of tasting it before I leave. Hearing this, Wang Tang glared at Whis. Whis just covered his mouth and chuckled lightly. Of course, no problem. However, if Champa loses, then he's out. For Wang Tang, cooking was a piece of cake, and he currently had a very good impression of Vados. Indeed, beauty is justice, at least Wang Tang found her very pleasing to the eye. Boom, bang. At this moment, extremely terrifying collision sounds came from the martial arts stage. Wang Tang then looked towards the martial arts stage, only to see Beerus and Champa engaged in a fierce collision. Their fists moved like afterimages, lingering in the air, which showed how powerful their speed and strength were. The martial arts tournament between Universe 6 and Universe 7, will you participate? Vados suddenly asked softly. Hearing Vados's words, Wang Tang was slightly stunned. To be honest, the reason he let Universe 7 participate in the tournament was because he wanted to see what kind of masters the two universes had. You really can't be fooled. That's right, I will also participate in the martial arts tournament. A smile appeared on Vados's face. She then glanced at Whis beside her and smiled. If Prosecutor Wang Tang participates, then the other contestants will have no chance of winning. Wouldn't it be even more interesting if Whis and you also participated? Hearing this, Wang Tang immediately said. If Wang Tang participated alone in this martial arts tournament, there would certainly be no opponents. Only Hit's time skip technique was worth looking forward to, but if Whis and Vados also participated, it would become much more interesting. Miss Vados, what do you think? Wang Tang asked. If Prosecutor Wang Tang can make a few more dishes, it's not impossible. Vados pondered for a moment, then said with a smile. Then it's decided. Hearing Vados agree so easily, Wang Tang's face showed anticipation and excitement. He believed that fighting Whis or Vados would be very interesting. It could also test how far his strength had reached among the angels. According to Wang Tang's judgment, his strength was still at the weakest angel first tier, but would the sign in Universe 6 bring him some surprises? Then I look forward to Prosecutor Wang Tang's cooking skills. Vados showed a mysterious smile, her face full of anticipation. Wang Tang took all of this in. Bang, thump. Just then, a series of collision sounds came from the martial arts stage. Wang Tang collected himself and looked over, only to see Champa heavily falling onto the martial arts stage. It was clear he had no more strength to fight, and the battle ended just like that. Beerus, I didn't expect you to have become so powerful, actually able to defeat me, another god of destruction. Beerus slowly descended from the air, looking at Champa lying on the martial arts stage, with some surprise on his face. He didn't expect Champa to have improved so much, far exceeding his expectations. But Champa's face was not good at all. He had been cultivating diligently for tens of millions of years, but what about Beerus? According to his understanding of Beerus, he probably spent these tens of millions of years sleeping and nothing else. Therefore, for his efforts, he still felt somewhat frustrated. Beerus, I will definitely challenge you again. Champa roared unwillingly. In fact, Wang Tang had long seen that Beerus had been holding back against Champa. If he had gone all out, Champa would have lost long ago. After all, he was one of the top gods of destruction, while Champa could only rank in the weakest tier. The gap between them was quite large. Champa slowly got up, his gaze sweeping over Wang Tang. He had originally wanted to defeat Beerus to save face, but now he had completely embarrassed himself. Inspector Wang Tang, I'll head back first. I await your presence at the martial arts tournament in 9 days. Vados, Champa called out. Yes, Lord Champa. Vados responded softly. Let's go back, Champa said in a low voice. Yes, but what about Inspector Wang Tang's cooking skills? Vados nodded, then looked at Wang Tang, her meaning very clear. Just then, Wang Tang's faint voice came. Champa, I heard you spent a lot of time collecting 6 wishing orbs. Is this true? Hearing this, cold sweat immediately flowed down Champa's forehead. He glared at Vados, thinking she had revealed it to Wang Tang. But Vados had no intention of explaining, still smiling at him. Yes, Lord Wang Tang, those are magical orbs that can grant any wish. Champa said very unwillingly. Oh, then if Universe 6 loses, how about you give us the wishing orbs? In exchange, if Universe 6 wins, I will give you endless delicacies. Wang Tang said slowly. At first, Champa was somewhat unwilling, but when he heard endless delicacies, his eyes lit up. Then it shall be as Lord Wang Tang says, and I hope you do not go back on your word. Hearing Champa's excited words, Wang Tang nodded and said, Don't worry, I will never go back on my word. Meanwhile, Goku whispered to Vegeta, Vegeta, are wishing orbs Dragon Balls? Beerus immediately heard Goku's whisper, then laughed, Champa, that thing you collected, couldn't be Dragon Balls, could it? Champa was clearly stunned. Dragon Balls. Dragon Balls made by Namekians. Hearing this, Beerus looked at Goku. Goku nodded. I see, but Dragon Balls have certain limitations in granting wishes. However, the power of wishing orbs is much greater. It's not an exaggeration to call them wishing stars, capable of granting any wish. In Universe 7's terms, they are Super Dragon Balls. Champa said proudly. And Goku, hearing this, immediately looked at Beerus beside him and said, Lord Beerus, I wonder if I can participate in the match. Beerus glanced at Goku and said, You want to participate in the match? Hearing this, Goku immediately said excitedly, Of course. It's such a thrill to fight against masters from other universes. Beerus looked at Vegeta again. The proud Vegeta, with his arms crossed, also nodded slightly. Wang Tang saw that Beerus and Champa were both interested and immediately said, Alright, Champa and Vados, go back first. We will definitely arrive in Universe 6 to participate in the martial arts tournament in 9 days. Then, Wang Tang threw a universal capsule to Vados and said, This is a storage tool called a universal capsule. It contains many dishes I made, and it's a gift for you. Thank you, Lord Wang Tang. The envy in Champa's eyes was obvious to anyone, but in front of Wang Tang, he dared not act presumptuously. Vados took the capsule, her beautiful face filled with smiles. Goodbye. Vados waved goodbye, then took Champa and left the God of Destruction realm directly. Beerus, finding the Universe 7 contestants is up to you. Just leave 2 spots for me. Hearing Wang Tang's instructions, Beerus quickly agreed. Then Wang Tang turned and left, his faint voice coming again. I will take Gohan out for a while. I will return to the God of Destruction realm in 8 days. In the gravity chamber, Gohan was moving quickly inside the gravity chamber. Looking at him constantly swinging his fists, Wang Tang's face showed a smile. Because he wanted Gohan to participate in this martial arts tournament and shine brightly. So, to make Gohan's strength advance by leaps and bounds in just a few days, Wang Tang thought of a place. That was the hyperbolic time chamber on Earth's lookout. Gohan, I'm taking you to a place, perhaps that place can let you surpass your limits. Wang Tang said to Gohan. The hyperbolic time chamber is definitely the most suitable place for Gohan to train right now. Its time flow is different from the outside world, 1 year inside is only 1 day outside. Wang Tang planned to let Gohan stay inside for 2 days, which is equivalent to 2 years in the outside world. Gohan has a great chance to break through his limits. Whether he can transform into Super Saiyan 4 depends on his fortune. What place? Gohan was completely bewildered, then his eyes suddenly widened. As the place Lord mentioned the hyperbolic time chamber. You know, the first time Gohan entered the hyperbolic time chamber with Son Goku, he comprehended Super Saiyan 2, so he was very familiar with it. Wang Tang smiled and nodded. Gohan, you're very smart, let's go. Then the 2 of them instantly disappeared from the God of Destruction realm. Somewhere on Earth, Piccolo was floating in the air, training, when 2 figures suddenly appeared. Their sudden appearance made Piccolo break out in a cold sweat. He suddenly opened his eyes and breathed a sigh of relief when he saw the familiar figures. It's Gohan and Lord Wang Tang. Seeing Piccolo, Gohan was full of excitement, Uncle Piccolo. Piccolo also showed a smile on his face. Wang Tang scratched his head and said, Wrong way. I sensed the Namekian's ki and thought it was Kami Tien. So it's Piccolo. The next second, he began to sense again, and in a short while, Wang Tang's eyes suddenly opened. Gohan, found it, let's go. Gohan nodded and waved to Piccolo, saying, Goodbye, Uncle Piccolo. Piccolo smiled and nodded. Gohan, seize this opportunity well, I hope you become stronger. Earth's lookout. The next second, Wang Tang and Gohan immediately appeared at the lookout. And Tien and Popo also appeared before Gohan and Wang Tang. Tien, Mr. Popo. As soon as Gohan saw the 2 of them, he called out in surprise. Tien and Popo walked up to Wang Tang, their expressions extremely pious and humble. This minor deity greets Lord Inspector. As they spoke, the 2 of them knelt down without hesitation, their heads directly touching the ground. Gohan was clearly stunned, his eyes wide. Although he knew that Wang Tang was a high-ranking official in the God realm, the god of destruction and angels he had met before only bowed, he had never seen anyone kneel directly on the ground. And Tien was Earth's kami, so why was he kneeling there? But what Gohan didn't know was that the hierarchy of the God realm was very strict, so it was normal for kami to prostrate before him. The inspector is on the same level as the Grand Priest, possessing his prestige. Even a god of destruction who governs a universe has to bow 90 degrees, let alone the kami of a small Earth. Rise, Wang Tang said indifferently. Hearing his voice, Tien and Popo felt as if they had received a great pardon. Thank you, Lord Inspector, the two said in unison. Then the two stood respectfully to the side. Gohan scratched his face, becoming a little uncomfortable. Popo, I want to take Gohan into the hyperbolic time chamber to train, lead the way. Upon hearing this, Popo quickly made a respectful gesture, not daring to walk in front. Mr. Popo's origin has always been quite mysterious. No one knows how many generations of deities he has outlived, and even a young Son Goku received training from him. Surprisingly, Son Goku, who was trained by him, actually surpassed Kami in strength. And in the later stages of Dragon Ball Z, he was able to hold off two Saiyans, Goten and Trunks. Under Popo's guidance, the two successfully entered the hyperbolic time chamber. After settling the two, Mr. Popo respectfully withdrew. Creak. Wang Tang opened the door of the hyperbolic time chamber. Dazzling light instantly shot out from inside. Gohan subconsciously blocked his eyes with his arm, while Wang Tang made no movement, because this amount of light could not affect him. In Wang Tang's vague memory, it seemed that one could only stay in the hyperbolic time chamber for 2 days, otherwise the exit of the room would disappear, and the people inside would be trapped forever. But for Wang Tang, whose strength reached the heavens, this was not a problem at all. He could completely break through the space-time tunnel here and return to Earth. The moment Gohan stepped into the hyperbolic time chamber, he immediately felt a surge of gravity, and the air became very thin, with the temperature also much higher. Sure enough, it's still the same as before, just being inside is a burden. Gohan muttered. The gravity inside the hyperbolic time chamber is only 10 times that of the outside, it shouldn't have much impact on you now. First, I want you to find the feeling of battle. Hearing Wang Tang's words, Gohan nodded. Lord Wang Tang, let's start training now. Gohan seemed a bit impatient, because he also wanted to quickly regain his former strength, or even become stronger. Let's begin. You first transform into a Super Saiyan. As soon as he finished speaking, Gohan began to power up, and in an instant, he transformed into a Super Saiyan. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Golden ki flames continuously surged, but at this moment, Gohan's strength actually remained at the critical point between Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2. Looking at Gohan's transformation, Wang Tang thought for a moment and said, Gohan, you must first find the feeling of anger. Think back to the anger you felt when Cell killed Android 16 and hurt your companions. Hearing this, images from that year flashed continuously in Gohan's mind, and his entire body trembled, his veins immediately bulging. Then, in less than a few seconds, Gohan fell to his knees. No, I can't find that feeling. Wang Tang walked over expressionlessly and said, Gohan, you should train your basic battle power first. Only when your basic battle power is stronger will your power after transformation be greater. Remember, this world is a world where the strong prey on the weak. Goku and the others can't protect you forever. When Earth's survival is truly at stake, that feeling of powerlessness will make you wish you were dead. Hearing this, Gohan stood up, his face filled with determination, and began to train step by step. 1 month later, at this moment, Gohan had already transformed into Super Saiyan 2, his entire body surrounded by silver lightning. Wang Tang was quite pleased, because in just 1 month, Gohan not only regained his fighting sense but also transformed into Super Saiyan 2 again. Even his basic battle power had greatly increased. At this moment, Gohan's strength far surpassed his combat power when he fought Cell back then. Wang Tang also roared, golden ki flames rapidly surged, and a terrifying aura immediately burst forth. Super Saiyan, so powerful, this ki is incredibly strong, truly worthy of Lord Wang Tang. Gohan exclaimed. Their basic battle powers were different, so their strength after transformation was also different. Wang Tang's Super Saiyan 1 battle power at this moment had already surpassed Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 power. After all, Wang Tang's basic battle power had already reached the level of an ordinary deity. Alright, let's begin. Wang Tang hooked his finger at Gohan. Whoosh! Gohan immediately charged out, his speed reaching the extreme. Wang Tang easily dodged Gohan's attacks, and at the same time, he clenched his large hand, and golden ki flames immediately enveloped his fist. A heavy punch immediately slammed into Gohan's abdomen. Gohan immediately felt an intense pain spread throughout his body. But Gohan couldn't give up just like that. He gritted his teeth and attacked Wang Tang again. Clang clang clang. Wang Tang's hands moved rapidly, blocking all of Gohan's attacks. Wang Tang was pleased with Gohan's progress, as his tenacity had exceeded his expectations. Suddenly, Wang Tang fired a ki blast from his hand towards Gohan. Seeing this, Gohan raised his hands above his head, palms crossed, and power quickly gathered in his palms. Masenko. Boom! A loud bang echoed, and instantly, flames shot to the sky, and smoke billowed. Just then, Wang Tang suddenly appeared behind Gohan, who immediately reacted, slamming an elbow towards Wang Tang, who was moving at high speed. But Wang Tang easily blocked it, then pressed his advantage, throwing a punch that directly hit Gohan's body. Gohan immediately fell rapidly like a cannonball. Wang Tang looked down at Gohan, his expression serious, and said, "Get up, this is absolutely not enough, you're too far off. You can't protect Earth like this." Gohan struggled to his feet, letting out a roar, and his Super Saiyan 2 power instantly surged to its peak. As the power furiously erupted from within him, an astonishing force shot skyward. Noticing the somewhat angry Gohan, a smile appeared on Wang Tang's face. In the time that followed, Wang Tang trained Gohan every day, and the latter's strength grew increasingly powerful. God of Destruction Realm of Universe 7. Whis, have you decided who to send to this martial arts tournament yet? Inspector Sama places great importance on this tournament. Beerus said seriously. Ho, Lord Beerus, don't worry. Inspector Sama has already given instructions regarding the participants for this tournament. Hearing Whis' words, Beerus's eyes immediately widened. What, Whis, why didn't you say so sooner? In that case, I'm going to take a nap. Remember to wake me before Inspector Sama returns. Looking at Beerus, who was starting to doze off again, Whis shook his head helplessly. Goku and Vegeta stood by, still pondering the selection of participants for the tournament. Hearing Whis say the selections had already been made, they immediately grew tense. I was still thinking of having Krillin participate in this tournament, after all, he's the strongest Earthling. So the participants have already been decided. Goku murmured. Meanwhile, Vegeta looked at Whis and asked, can Kakarot and I participate? Goku only then reacted, also looking hopefully at Whis. Ho, don't worry, you are on the list of participants. However, you still need to find one more person, because Wang Tang Sama has instructed that there will be 5 participants in the tournament. Whis said with a smile. Then let Krillin go, Goku said excitedly. Vegeta pouted, he's no good. He can only compete against Earthlings. If he runs into masters from other universes, he won't stand a chance. Goku gave a wry smile, understanding that it was the truth. Currently, the strongest on Earth are Piccolo and Majin Buu, but Majin Buu always feels unreliable. Although he's powerful, he might not be suitable for a tournament. Vegeta said indifferently. Alright, then let's find Piccolo. Vegeta, are you coming? Gohan said with a smile. Vegeta crossed his arms, haughtily saying, you go. I need to train with Whis. I'm definitely going to surpass you this time. Goku paused for a moment and said, then I'm off. I'll bring Piccolo back in a bit. The next second, Son Goku arrived on Earth and quickly found Piccolo. After explaining the situation, Piccolo shook his head, stating he didn't want to participate in such a tournament because he knew that with his current strength, he couldn't possibly defeat masters from the universe. Moreover, the other contestant's strength far surpassed his, and he didn't want to make a fool of himself again. However, Piccolo, upon hearing that Gohan would participate, said he would come to watch the tournament. After all, Gohan was his godson. Goku scratched his head, troubled. Piccolo isn't participating, so who should I look for? After much thought, Goku decided to go find Majin Buu. Satan City. Inside a luxurious villa, Mr. Satan was comfortably smoking a cigar, while Majin Buu next to him was devouring a mountain of delicacies. Whoosh! Son Goku suddenly appeared before them. Mr. Satan was so startled that he fell off the sofa, only to breathe a sigh of relief when he recognized the person. "Oh, Goku, you scared me." But Majin Buu didn't even lift his head, continuing to demolish the food on the table. Goku immediately felt hungry too, his stomach incooperatively rumbling. Mr. Satan smiled, and at his signal, a servant immediately brought out a lavish spread of delicacies. Goku's eyes immediately lit up, saying, "Then I won't be polite." He then began to eat like a whirlwind. 10 minutes later, Mr. Satan smiled and said, "Goku, are you here for something this time?" Hearing this, Son Goku immediately stopped what he was doing, and despite the food residue on his face, exclaimed in surprise, "How could I forget about the main business?" After Goku's explanation, Mr. Satan and Majin Buu understood his purpose. Finally, with Mr. Satan's encouragement and persuasion, Majin Buu agreed. Finally completing his task, Goku let out a soft sigh of relief. After confirming the participants, Goku immediately used instant transmission to return to the God of Destruction realm. "Now that everyone is gathered, you and Vegeta should train well," Whis said to Goku with a smile. And for the upcoming martial arts tournament, the warriors were all undergoing intense training. Gohan was currently receiving Wang Tang's devilish training, while Goku and Vegeta were constantly strengthening themselves under Whis' guidance. Time always flew by. Only 1 week remained until the martial arts tournament. At this time, the door of the hyperbolic time chamber opened, and Wang Tang walked out with Gohan. "Prosecutor Sama." Gohan. Tien immediately respectfully greeted Wang Tang's exit. Gohan winked at Tien. Tien's face immediately broke into a smile. He was also delighted to see Gohan. After all, the two had been friends who experienced life and death together on planet Namek. Wang Tang looked at Tien and said, "This hyperbolic time chamber is indeed a good place. If there were no time limit, it would be even better." Hearing this, Tien respectfully said, "Prosecutor Sama, the power of time is beyond my capabilities. The hyperbolic time chamber has existed since ancient times. Moreover, modifying the time limit might cause temporal chaos in this spacetime, and then, I'm afraid Earth would also be destroyed because of it." Wang Tang nodded. He didn't know which god created this hyperbolic time chamber, but when it came to the power of time, perhaps only angels could control it. He also wondered what happened in ancient times that allowed Earth to possess a hyperbolic time chamber. Just then, Gohan suddenly spoke, "Tien, can I ask you for a favor?" Tien smiled and said, "Gohan, tell me. As long as I can do it, I will definitely help you. I want clothes like my dad's. I want to wear the same martial arts uniform as my dad to participate in this martial arts tournament," Gohan said with a smile. Tien immediately understood Gohan's meaning. A dazzling light instantly appeared in his hand, and in just a moment, a bright orange turtle school martial arts uniform appeared on him. Gohan happily looked up and down at the martial arts uniform, identical to Goku's. Half a day later, Wang Tang laughed with Gohan. From Wang Tang's perspective, the next step should be to enjoy a pleasant week, and the intense training should come to an end. So, for the next week, the two visited various gourmet restaurants on Earth, and their astonishing appetites even caused quite a stir. God of Destruction Realm of Universe 7. There was still 1 day until the tournament began, and today Wang Tang returned here with Gohan, who had been relaxing for several days. "Ho ho ho, Inspector, you're back." Whis immediately laughed as he looked at the figure who had suddenly appeared. Wang Tang looked around and said, "Where's Beerus?" "Ah, that, Lord Beerus." Seeing Whis stammering, Wang Tang immediately knew what Beerus was doing, because he understood Beerus's personality very well. Beerus's bedroom. Who? Snoring sounds came from inside the room. Wang Tang looked at the guy in front of him, a vein throbbing slightly on his forehead, and he suppressed his anger, saying, "Whis, wake him up." Whis also inwardly cried out that something was wrong, as it was the first time he had seen Wang Tang with such an expression. So he quickly tapped his angel staff twice on the ground. The next second, the entire bed flipped over directly. Beerus fell straight off the bed, landing face down. Because Whis had already sensed that Wang Tang was on the verge of exploding, and if he delayed any longer, disaster would surely strike, so he immediately administered a strong dose of medicine. Thrown violently, Beerus immediately opened his eyes. Whis, how dare you? He jumped up in a rage, about to lash out. Suddenly, he saw Wang Teng's figure. Immediately, a bad feeling surged into his heart, and he instantly bent over 90 degrees. I'm sorry, prosecutor, I was just napping. HMPH. Wang Teng snorted coldly. I saw you were about to make a move just now. If your anger isn't fully vented, you can continue. Just then, a force from the realm of intent immediately roared out. Beerus immediately broke out in a cold sweat. This minor deity wouldn't dare. I hope you can spare this minor deity this one time. Wang Teng snorted coldly, turned, and walked away, his faint voice carrying back. If Universe 7 loses this martial arts tournament, it will be punished for 2 offenses. Originally, Wang Teng wanted to fight as a representative of Universe 7, but now he had changed his mind. He wanted to form a new team and directly face Universe 6 and Universe 7. After Wang Teng left, Beerus immediately roared. Why didn't you wake me up earlier? You must give me an explanation. At this moment, his eyes were bloodshot. This was also because he was no match for Whis, otherwise, he would have attacked long ago. You're wronging me, Lord Beerus, prosecutor's whereabouts are unpredictable, I didn't even notice your return. Whis said with an innocent expression. This matter truly couldn't be blamed on Whis, because Wang Teng used instant transmission, and his aura went directly from Earth to the God of Destruction realm, which was indeed impossible to detect. HMPH. Beerus simmered with anger by himself. Just like that, a day quickly passed, and Goku had already brought everyone from Universe 7 from Earth early on. Bulma, Vegeta said in surprise. Bulma gave Vegeta a mischievous smile. How about it? Surprised, aren't you? I came personally to cheer you on. At this moment, Beerus was in a terrible mood, his eyes unfriendly as he said, Goku, why did you bring so many people? We're going to a competition, do you think it's a party? Goku smiled bitterly again and again, quickly turning to Whis for help. Just then, Bulma spoke with a smile, oh, Lord Beerus, don't be so stingy. How boring would a competition be without an audience? Just then, Wang Teng walked over. Bulma has a point, without an audience, it would indeed be quite dull. I told you so, Bulma said with a smile, winking at Wang Teng. Beerus simply turned his head away, no longer speaking. Alright, since everyone is here, let's depart. Whis said softly, looking at the people Goku had brought. His eyes quickly scanned the crowd. Piccolo, Tien Shinhan, Yamcha, Chi-Chi, Master Roshi, Majin Buu, Mr. Satan, Goten, Trunks, Krillin, all were ready. Whis lightly tapped his angel staff on the ground, and a magical force immediately enveloped everyone. Lord Wang Teng, then we shall depart. Hearing this, Wang Teng nodded. The group then transformed into a stream of light and vanished into the God of Destruction realm. Whis, what I said earlier wasn't a joke. During the journey, Wang Teng said to Whis. Is it true that you want to form a new team and directly face Universe 6 and Universe 7? Whis confirmed again. Wang Teng nodded. Whis opened his mouth, wanting to say something, but ultimately didn't speak. Suddenly, Whis slammed on the brakes. Everyone behind immediately crashed into each other. The hot-tempered Bulma immediately said, Whis, what are you doing? Both Whis and Wang Teng looked into the void, only to see a man dressed in the same clothes as Whis, with a cold expression, and this man was remarkably similar to Gohan's high school classmate. Zawa. Beerus also stood at attention at this moment, then said with some surprise, Zawa, Hellas. Why are you here? Wang Teng then saw a tall, beautiful woman who looked like an Indian human, standing beside the man in angel attire, smiling at them. Looking at their attire, these two were probably an angel and a god of destruction from a certain universe. Lord Beerus, Whis, long time no see. Zawa spoke indifferently. Zawa, Lord Hellas, long time no see. Whis smiled as he looked at the two standing in the void and greeted them. Oh, Whis, long time no see. As for a certain fellow who only knows how to sleep, I won't greet him. A female voice rang out, and Wang Teng looked over to see that it was the female god of destruction next to Zawa, staring at him. Who is this? He has a powerful divine aura on him. Hellas spoke. Just then, before Beerus could speak, Angel Zawa, who was beside her, immediately whispered, Lord Hellas, this should be the newly appointed prosecutor of the god realm. Hearing this, Hellas's face immediately showed shock. This minor deity Hellas greets the inspector. and Zawa on the side merely bowed slightly, showing politeness. All right, get up. Wang Tang's faint voice came through. Just then, Whis lowered his voice and said, Lord Wang Tang, this is Lord Hellas, the god of destruction of Universe 2, and this lord is also a powerful individual who has comprehended the realm of intent. Lord Beerus could only defeat her by relying on Ultra Instinct. Hearing this, Wang Tang glanced at Beerus. This guy was indeed not simple. He truly deserved to be called the strongest god of destruction, capable of defeating Hellas, who had comprehended the realm of intent. It seemed that his current strength should still be on par with Beerus, both hovering around the level of a first-tier angel. His previous belief that he surpassed Beerus was indeed a bit arrogant. Whis, let's go, Wang Tang said to Whis. Zawa, Lord Hellas, we have urgent matters, so we'll take our leave first. See you again if there's a chance. Facing Whis's farewell, the two also waved back at Whis. Then Hellas bowed again to Wang Tang, and Zawa also bowed slightly. Goodbye, Prosecutor, please visit Universe 2 for guidance if you have the chance. Wang Tang nodded lightly. The group immediately transformed into a stream of light again and vanished into the void. After everyone left, Hellas frowned slightly and said, Zawa, we should visit Universe 7 sometime. That prosecutor is not simple. I actually sense the power of the realm of intent on him. Given his close relationship with Universe 7, I believe we'll meet him again there. Oh, Zawa's eyebrows twitched. He hadn't expected such a young god official to be a master who had comprehended the realm of intent. He hadn't really paid attention just now. Universe 6, Nameless Planet. At this moment, on this barren brown planet, Champa had already built a huge arena. On one side of the arena, a huge sign stood, bearing a photo of Champa. This was something Champa specifically instructed Vados to put up, representing that the host was God of Destruction Champa of Universe 6. Lord Wang Tang should be arriving soon, right? Champa asked with a smile. They're here, Vados said with a soft laugh. Just then, a streak of light rapidly descended, and Wang Tang, Beerus, Whis, and the rest of Universe 7 appeared in the venue. Everyone immediately entered the lounge area Champa had prepared. Bulma looked at Champa, who was practically a fodder version of Beerus, and murmured, so that's God of Destruction Champa from Universe 6. Champa and Vados quickly came to Wang Tang's side. Vados still smiled and bowed slightly to Wang Tang, while Champa performed a standard 90-degree bow. Welcome, Lord Inspector, to Universe 6. Meanwhile, Bulma put her hands on her hips and said, Hey, we've all traveled a long way, are you only going to welcome Lord Wang Tang? Champa glanced at the still charming Bulma, but with Wang Tang nearby, he didn't say anything and remained bowed. All right, stand up. Are all the warriors here? Wang Tang said indifferently. Champa immediately replied, Lord, everyone is here. If you think it's all right, we can begin. Wang Tang nodded. Only then did Champa stand up, about to return to Universe 6 a lounge area. Just then, Bulma plopped down, immediately feeling how hard the seat was. Hey, we've come all this way, and you make us sit on this. Aren't there any soft seats? A surge of anger immediately rose in Champa's heart. Being yelled at by a mortal multiple times had reached his limit. He then said coldly, I didn't invite you. What right does a mere human have to tell me what to do? But to his surprise, Wang Tang actually spoke up directly, Bulma is right. Making guests sit on such stools is truly shabby. That doesn't fit your status, Champa. Upon hearing this, Champa immediately broke out in a cold sweat. Whis, Wang Tang said softly. Whis gently tapped his angel staff on the ground, and a dazzling light immediately enveloped the entire Universe 7 lounge area. After the light slowly dissipated, a complete set of luxurious soft seats immediately appeared before everyone. Champa secretly turned to Vados and said, Why didn't you make them luxurious soft seats from the start? Vados said with a helpless expression, creating a work of art that even Lord Champa cannot comprehend would be a blasphemy to you. Hearing this, Wang Tang laughed, as expected of Vados. Originally, there was supposed to be a written test, but that peculiar test was cancelled at Wang Tang's request. Just then, the Supreme Kais of Universe 7 and Universe 6 all knelt before Wang Tang. Greetings, Lord Prosecutor. Wang Tang looked at the suddenly appearing Supreme Kais and laughed, Rise, everyone, and take your seats. From Universe 7 came Old Kai and Supreme Kai Shin, as well as the Supreme Kai's attendants. They smiled and greeted Goku and the others. Just then, the contestants from Universe 7 also slowly appeared in the venue. Their appearance immediately caught the attention of everyone from Universe 7. Goku suddenly exclaimed, "It's Frieza. Do they have them in that universe too? And there's one that looks like a bear." Wang Tang's gaze, however, remained fixed on Hit, who had his eyes closed. And Kaba, the Saiyan from Universe 6, kept glancing over here. As everyone gathered, Vados slowly said, "The contestants in this martial arts tournament are from Universe 7 and Universe 6, as well as Lord Prosecutor from the Divine Realm. Lord Inspector, do you think we can begin?" Wang Tang nodded. Upon receiving the signal, Vados immediately said, "Then let the tournament begin. First up is a grand free-for-all. The time limit is 30 minutes. Those who remain on the stage will pass." Subsequently, all the contestants entered the arena. Wang Tang stood on the arena and nodded to Champa. Champa immediately shot a ki blast from his hand, striking the large bell in the air. The referee immediately announced, "Let the match begin." After an intense battle, 30 minutes later, only 6 people remained on the stage. They were Frost and Hit from Universe 6. Son Goku and Vegeta from Universe 7. As well as Wang Tang and Gohan. After the Grand Free-for-all ended, the 6 qualified contestants returned to their respective lounge areas. And the large screen in the air quickly scrolled. After a breath, the avatars of Son Goku and Frost appeared on the screen. Champa looked at Frost with ill intent and said, "If you lose, you know the consequences." The referee below immediately announced, "This match is between contestant Son Goku and contestant Frost." Goku excitedly said, "My opponent is Frieza from Universe 6. In a short while, the two stood on the stage. Wang Tang closed his eyes, for he knew that this Frost was not a good person. Frost looked very refined and bowed to Son Goku, saying, "It's a pleasure to meet you. Please guide me in the upcoming match." He extended his hand, and Son Goku, without much thought, shook it. "Let's both do our best." Just then, the referee's voice came, "Match start." No sooner had he spoken than the two rushed at each other. Goku made the first move, unleashing a punch. Faced with Goku's fierce punch, Frost chose to dodge. Frost dodged Goku's fist, then swiftly delivered a kick. Facing the enemy's attack, Goku directly grabbed his ankle and fiercely flung him away. Goku suddenly laughed, "Transform, use your final form." Frost slowly got up and said, "How did you know I could transform?" Goku explained, "In our universe, there's a guy named Frieza, and he looks exactly like you." Upon hearing this, Frost nodded and said, "So that's how it is. Then I shall transform and duel with you." Immediately, he began to power up, and purple ki flames immediately erupted from within his body, causing the entire arena to tremble slightly. With his roar, his ki began to rapidly increase. Rumble. The immense ki immediately covered the entire arena, and the purple ki continuously spread outwards. His appearance also began to change. As the light gradually faded, his appearance had completely transformed, though it was not his final form, but rather equivalent to Frieza's third form. At this moment, his mouth was like a duck's beak. It seemed Frost was still holding back. Frost said, "This is my final form." Champa looked astonished, clearly not expecting that Guy Frost could transform. But Son Goku, who had fought Frieza, knew in his heart that this was not the final form at all. Vegeta in the lounge area was full of anger. "He's playing dumb. What kind of final form is this?" Son Goku gave a wry smile, "Just like this. Then let's go." Frost immediately powered up, and purple ki flames rapidly surged. Whoosh, he disappeared from his spot. Facing the enemy's attack, Goku swiftly met him. The two moved at high speed in the air. Boom boom boom. Rumbling sounds continuously came from the air. Both of their speeds were incredibly fast, exchanging blows for dozens of rounds, with neither gaining an advantage. Bang bang bang. With a loud bang, their fists collided heavily in the air, and circles of white energy ripples continuously spread outwards. Everyone watched, dumbfounded. Bang. The two instantly separated, and Goku's palm immediately gathered a terrifying amount of energy. Ha! A shocking energy blast shot out directly, its light illuminating the entire arena. Krillin and the others had to shield their eyes with their arms to withstand such intense light. Just then, Frost directly burst with ki, and a purple aura instantly surged. He transformed into a beam of purple light and heavily collided with the energy blast in the air. Immediately, a shocking energy collision unfolded. Goku continuously roared, his power constantly flowing into the energy blast. Meanwhile, Frost, who was pushing against the energy blast in the air, gritted his teeth, veins bulging on his forehead, continuously unleashing his ki like crazy. To everyone's shock, Goku's energy blast was actually pushed back little by Frost. Seeing this, Goku was also startled. He hadn't expected Frost in his third form to possess such immense power. He had been a bit overconfident. He should have transformed into a Super Saiyan before fighting. Amidst Goku's surprised cry, Frost's head heavily struck him. Boom, thump thump thump. Goku stumbled back dozens of steps before steadying himself, a series of hurried breaths escaping him. Who? Everyone was dumbfounded by the spectacular battle. Vegeta's face showed anger. Kakarot, what are you doing? Are you going to disgrace yourself so much against this kind of trash? Hearing this, Goku no longer hesitated and immediately burst with ki. A golden aura instantly surged, and a terrifying ki spread out. Super Saiyan, I've already shown my strength, are you still holding back your last transformation? Goku said with a laugh. Frost's eyes were wide, but he didn't speak. In Universe 6's rest area, Champa's expression froze, and he muttered, that little guy, Son Goku, can transform too. I thought only Lord Wongtang was special. But his transformation, compared to Lord Wongtang's, isn't even a little bit close. Vados was all smiles. That's natural, Lord Wongtang isn't an ordinary Saiyan. Hit, sitting on the edge of the resting area, opened his eyes for a glance, then closed them again, appearing exceptionally mysterious. Goku rapidly charged towards Frost. His speed now was incomparable to before, appearing in front of Frost in an instant. Looking at the suddenly appearing golden figure, Frost quickly threw a punch, but he only hit a golden afterimage, then, a golden elbow strike heavily slammed into him. Bang! Frost flew backward like a cannonball. He gritted his teeth, flying all the way to the edge of the arena before steadying himself. But when he looked up, Son Goku had already disappeared from the arena. I'm here, a shout came, and Son Goku suddenly appeared above him, delivering a lightning-fast kick to his abdomen. Immediately, Frost felt an intense pain spread throughout his body, and a mouthful of blood instantly spurted out. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and whispered, I'm not hiding my final form to conserve strength. Then, a roar came, and a black-purple aura instantly surged, making the entire sky seem overcast. The black-purple light grew brighter and brighter, slowly, until finally the light faded, indeed looking exactly like Frieza's final form. I can't control my ultimate power. I once accidentally killed someone, so I haven't used this form in a long time. Frost said softly. Goku looked at Frost, who had transformed into his final form, and laughed, since you've finished transforming, I'm going in. Goku transformed into a golden flash and rapidly charged towards Frost, leaving a golden afterimage in the air that lingered for a long time. Bang! The two collided. Golden fists and purple fists continuously clashed in the air. Terrifying gusts of wind continuously blew downwards. The two fought from the air to the arena, then from the arena to the air. Their battle grew more and more intense. With a bang, the two immediately separated. Son Goku smiled and said, if this is your full power, then I'll take this round first. As soon as he finished speaking, Goku disappeared from his spot. Frost's eyes widened suddenly, saying, what? When Goku reappeared, he was already in front of Frost, who had no time to react before being heavily punched in the face. He immediately flew backward, blood once again flowing from the corner of his mouth. However, he quickly regained his balance and charged at Son Goku again. Frost quickly threw a punch, which Goku firmly caught, and he found that his fist couldn't move at all. Goku roared again and threw another punch, sending Frost flying backward once more. Frost, who had fallen heavily to the ground, struggled to lift his head and said, I didn't expect you to be so strong. Vegeta crossed his arms and laughed, that Kakarot fool, he dragged it out for so long. But at this moment, Wongtang's gaze was coldly fixed on the arena, because he knew that Frost's poison needle's effect might be about to kick in. Sure enough, Frost struggled to get up, and he charged at Goku again, rapidly throwing several punches. Goku extended one palm, continuously fending off the opponent's rapid attacks. It's useless, you should just give up. Just then, Goku seized an opening in Frost's attack and heavily punched him in the abdomen. Frost felt an intense pain spread throughout his body, trembling and continuously retreating. I won't give up. No matter what happens, I will stand up. He actually charged at Goku again, but his shaky body now was completely unable to cause any harm to Goku. But just then, Goku felt his vision begin to blur. He vigorously shook his head, but the dizziness became more and more obvious. Frost immediately noticed Goku's abnormality, and a slight smile appeared at the corner of his mouth, a surge of delight in his heart. Has it finally taken effect? He seized the opportunity to quickly punch Goku. Just then, a figure appeared between him and Goku, and his punch was firmly caught by the opponent. Frost looked up in shock and saw Wang Tang's cold gaze. Champa immediately stood up, muttering, "What exactly happened? Why is Lord Wang Tang so angry?" The next moment, Champa and Beerus quickly appeared in the arena. Beerus spoke first. "Lord Wang Tang, did you discover something?" Thud. Son Goku finally collapsed to the ground. Kakarot. Vegeta quickly rushed down. Facing Beerus's question, Wang Tang didn't speak, but instead directly lifted Frost's arm. Frost's scream immediately rang out, and Beerus immediately saw the thin poison needle embedded in his body. Good heavens, he actually dared to cheat. Champa, this is someone from your Universe 6, how do you explain this? Frost still argued, this is part of my body, why can't I use it? Hearing this, Champa roared in anger, shut up. And the referee also ran over at this moment, and after repeated confirmation, immediately made the ruling. Contestant Frost has violated the rules, contestant Son Goku wins. At this moment, Champa was sweating profusely, because he knew that losing the match was a small matter, but if he angered Wang Tang, then his time as God of Destruction would be over. Champa, this guy is up to you. If I see this kind of violation again, all the contestants from Universe 6 will be disqualified. Wang Tang said indifferently. Champa felt a lightness in his heart, he knew he had escaped a calamity. After Wang Tang released his hand, Frost collapsed to the ground. Champa directly grabbed Frost and threw him back to the Universe 6 resting area. Vados, quickly help that kid Goku with his treatment. Champa immediately ordered. He knew that this matter was his fault, so now he had to try to do everything to Wang Tang's satisfaction. Actually, Wang Tang didn't care much about the subsequent events, he simply turned around and returned to the resting area. Vados's angel staff immediately shone with dazzling light, and in a short while, Goku opened his eyes. Looking at Vegeta, who was supporting him, he murmured, "What happened to me? Why is everyone in the ring? Oh, right, I'm still in the match. Where's Frost?" Vegeta immediately let go, and Goku fell heavily to the ground. Then he turned around and said arrogantly, "What an idiot. Ouch, what are you doing, Vegeta?" Goku clutched his head, howling continuously. Then everyone exchanged a smile and left the ring. Only Goku was left in the ring, ready to face his next opponent. Just then, the big screen immediately scrolled again. Finally, Gohan's portrait appeared on the screen. The referee's voice immediately came through. "Alright, let's proceed with the next match. Gohan versus the victorious Goku." Goku looked at Gohan on the screen and murmured, "Is my opponent Gohan this time? I wonder how much he has improved by following Lord Wang Tang. I'm really looking forward to it." Universe 7 resting area. Chi-Chi clenched her fists and said, "Goku fighting Gohan? Isn't this absurd? How could my Gohan possibly beat Goku?" Then, she actually burst into tears. Gohan immediately stood up. "Alright, it's my turn next. Lord Wang Tang, I'm going." Wang Tang nodded. Gohan landed with a single jump, standing opposite Goku. Piccolo looked at Gohan, who had appeared in the ring, and silently cheered him on in his heart. "Gohan, go for it." Beerus also became interested at this moment. Is that the kid who's been following Lord Wang Tang? I wonder what his strength is like. He should be Goku's son, right? Whis covered his mouth and chuckled. "Ho ho ho, Lord Beerus, you shouldn't underestimate Gohan. Being able to continuously follow Lord Wang Tang is enough to show how extraordinary he is." Gohan, wearing the same gi as Goku, looked at him across the ring. "Dad, please don't hold back. Please, give it your all," Gohan said. Hearing this, Goku smiled and said, "Gohan, it seems your strength has improved a lot. Since that's the case, Dad will fight with all his might. If you can't hold on, surrender immediately, and Dad will stop right away." Hearing Goku's words, Gohan immediately nodded heavily. Just then, the referee's voice immediately came through. Match start. As soon as the words fell, Goku immediately powered up, and in the next second, a blue, divine aura instantly surged from his body. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. In an instant, the entire planet began to shake violently. And at Goku's feet, circles of energy waves spread outwards like ripples. Goku directly transformed into Super Saiyan Blue. The astonishing energy moved everyone around. Universe 7 resting area. That Kakarot is really going to fight Gohan with all his might. Vegeta said in shock. Trunks and Goten both whispered worriedly. Brother Gohan. Brother. Chi-Chi stood up directly and shouted, Goku, are you crazy? Do you want to kill Gohan? My Gohan. Thump. Chi-Chi fainted directly in the resting area. Bulma and the others quickly held Chi-Chi, but their eyes were still fixed on the ring. Universe 6 resting area. Saiyans all seemed to be able to transform. That Goku used another strange transformation. It seems he was still hiding his strength in the previous battle. Champa murmured. That Goku seems to have reached the realm of a god. How surprising. Vados chuckled. Gohan looked at his father, who had transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, and his eyes gradually became firm. He looked towards Wang Tang. And Wang Tang in the resting area nodded to him. Gohan, having received permission, was filled with excitement. Ha! A low roar came from Gohan's throat, and an astonishing ki immediately erupted. Golden flames immediately rose, and with his shout, his full power continuously ascended. Super Saiyan 2. But Gohan's ki still didn't stop. Low roars continuously came, and the golden flames became more and more intense. Whoosh 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 whoosh. Silver lightning continuously flickered around his body. The golden flames hit the air with a rustling sound. Gohan's roar continued. Can he still improve? Did Gohan really break through his limits? Vegeta said with a shocked expression. They were all clear about Gohan's strength, but the power he displayed at this moment had far exceeded their understanding of him. The entire ring turned golden. As time passed, the golden light slowly faded, and a red warrior appeared in the ring. At this moment, Gohan finally transformed into Super Saiyan 4. A red tail swayed flexibly behind him. His hair had grown quite long, his entire body was covered in red fur, and his physique was more symmetrical. Dad, this is Super Saiyan 4. Gohan said in a low voice. Goku's face was full of surprise at this moment, then he smiled and said, Gohan, when did you? Indeed, following Lord Wang Tang was the correct choice. And in the resting area, the most shocked was Piccolo. Piccolo felt the terrifying aura Gohan erupted, and a drop of cold sweat ran down his forehead. Is that really Gohan? He's so unbelievably strong. Krillin said excitedly, this kid Gohan might actually be able to defeat Goku. Although Gohan displayed astonishing power at this moment, he would never forget the 2 years of devilish training in the hyperbolic time chamber. First, there was arduous basic combat power training, and the rest of the time was spent fighting Wang Tang, which was actually just getting beaten. Finally, to transform into Super Saiyan 4, he was forced to turn into a great ape. As soon as he lost control, he would be severely beaten by Wang Tang, and after losing his combat power, he would return to his original form. Through repeated beatings like this, Gohan finally controlled his sanity while transforming into a great ape, and thus transformed into Super Saiyan 4 in one fell swoop. Wang Tang looked at Gohan, who had transformed into Super Saiyan 4 on the stage, and his heart was also filled with satisfaction. After all, he had personally brought this about, and it would be false to say he had no sense of accomplishment. On the ring, Gohan and his father gazed at each other from a distance, both standing silently, neither moving an inch, allowing their golden and blue auras to continuously surge. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Dad, let's begin. Gohan was the first to break the silence. Goku nodded in response, saying, Gohan, be careful. To everyone's shock, both of them instantly vanished from their spots. Bang! In midair, both appeared simultaneously, each quickly throwing a punch. Boom! A terrifying shockwave immediately spread outwards. Then, the two moved at high speed again, with continuous crashing sounds echoing in the air. Bang bang bang! Thump thump thump! Both took several steps back simultaneously. Who? They both gasped a few times, then vanished from their spots again, their figures constantly interweaving in the air. Goku and Gohan fought with increasing vigor, their speed becoming faster and faster. In an instant, they had already exchanged more than a dozen blows. The two continuously weaved and clashed in midair. Goku's voice came, "Gohan, your power has become so strong. Dad is really happy for you." Gohan's heart was also filled with excitement at this moment, for he had finally caught up to his father's pace. "Dad, your power is terrifyingly strong as well. If it weren't for Wang Tang's devilish training, Gohan would absolutely not be a match for Goku." However, even Super Saiyan 4 Gohan had to be extremely focused, as Goku's power and combat experience were both formidable. From the start of the match until now, Piccolo's shock had not subsided. Is that really Gohan? It's unbelievable, to actually be able to fight Goku to a standstill. Meanwhile, Vegeta next to him clenched his teeth tightly. Even Gohan is this strong now. Ha! A shout came. After a fierce collision, the two quickly jumped apart. Then, Gohan's mouth curved upwards as he said, "Dad, take this." Kamehameha wave. The golden aura around Gohan surged skyward, and terrifying power immediately gathered in his hands, with white-blue light continuously shining. Goku was clearly stunned for a moment, then smiled and said, "So it's a Kamehameha. But this move won't work on me. HMPH, here it comes." With a roar from Gohan, the white-blue energy blast immediately shot towards Son Goku. The entire ring turned white. Goku immediately powered up, his blue divine aura continuously surging, and terrifying power constantly gathered in his hands. Goku directly used both palms to block the terrifying Kamehameha, and where his palms met the Kamehameha, light immediately flashed and the sound was like thunder. Just then, Gohan instantly vanished from his spot. Goku roared, and the Kamehameha in front of him was deflected into the sky. "See, I told you it wouldn't work." Just then, Gohan suddenly appeared behind him, and a swift punch immediately shot towards Goku. Goku had no time to dodge, and a heavy punch landed squarely on his face. Goku quickly landed on the ring, steadying himself by propping his hands on the ground. "Good job, kid, you're pretty good." Goku immediately became serious. He understood that Gohan could no longer be viewed with the same eyes as before. He had completely transformed, and his strength had reached an unimaginable level. Whoosh! The next moment, both vanished simultaneously. Bang bang bang. The two once again moved rapidly on the ring, their bodies constantly shifting, their punches becoming faster and faster. The arena was filled with their afterimages, others simply couldn't clearly see their movements. As they clashed, sharp auras continuously intertwined, the strong winds were fierce, and the crashing sounds grew louder and louder. Ha! Goku seized an opening and landed a punch on Gohan's face. Gohan stumbled, quickly regained his balance, then charged at Goku again. Goku also threw another punch, and their fists collided fiercely. Thump! Their figures vanished again. Suddenly, they appeared in midair, exchanging punches and kicks, an intense exchange. Just then, Gohan raised both hands above his head. Masenko! Blinding light shot from Gohan's hands. Goku had no choice but to extend both hands and push against the energy blast. Goku's entire body was pushed backward continuously. Goku's shouts kept coming as he crashed directly onto the ring, but he was still being pushed back, leaving a long trail on the ring. It wasn't until he reached the edge of the ring that the energy blast was dispelled. Goku blew on his smoking palms twice. "Ouch! Dad, are you okay?" Gohan asked worriedly. Hearing this, Goku straightened up and smiled, "I'm fine. Go all out, you can't hurt me." Universe 7 resting area. Krillin smiled. Goku is probably happier than anyone that Gohan has become so strong. Tien Shinhan also nodded in agreement. Yamcha raised his arm and smiled, "Go Goku, don't lose to Gohan." Meanwhile, the awakened Chi-Chi was in tears. "Goku. Gohan, stop fighting." Beerus's eyes were also unusually solemn at this moment, muttering, "I wonder what method Inspector Sama used to train that Son Gohan guy to be so strong, that even Goku is in a tough fight." Hearing this, Whis' laughter came, "Then Lord Beerus should be careful." Ho ho ho. Beerus was completely clueless about Whis' words, so he simply stopped thinking about it and looked towards the ring. Goku and Gohan once again moved at high speed. Thump. Their palms immediately met. Two terrifying auras continuously surged. The two on the ring immediately sank downwards, and a deep crater appeared directly. Ah, ah, ah. Both roared continuously, terrifying ki constantly erupting from their bodies. Golden and blue auras each occupied half of the sky. Countless shattered rocks continuously flew into the air, and the entire venue trembled violently. I didn't expect that Saiyan kid from Beerus's side to be so strong, Champa said with a shocked expression. The kid following Lord Wong-Tang isn't bad either, Vados said with a smile, pursing her lips. Even Hit, who had been keeping his eyes closed, opened them and looked at the ring. Meanwhile, Wong-Tang, sitting in the Universe 7 resting area, still had no ripples in his eyes. He watched Goku and Gohan's battle and immediately judged that their strengths were evenly matched at this moment. Although Son Gohan had transformed into Super Saiyan 4, his base battle power was still too weak. If his base battle power could rival Wong-Tang's, he could completely overpower Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Wong-Tang silently thought, "Go Gohan." As their powers continuously increased, the surroundings had already been utterly devastated. With a bang, the two quickly retreated. Who? Both gasped for air, indicating that the power struggle just now had indeed been very draining. Then, Gohan roared, and the golden aura around him surged again. Goku immediately prepared for defense, but to his surprise, Gohan instantly shot an energy blast. Boom! A terrifying explosion immediately occurred in the ring. Goku quickly jumped up, and Gohan immediately seized the opportunity, unleashing the prince's fighting style, and countless energy blasts immediately bombarded Goku. Facing the rapidly flying energy blasts, Goku directly protected his body with both arms. Boom boom boom. The energy blasts continuously exploded. Gohan attacked even faster, and the energy blasts became more and more numerous. The sound of explosions was incessant. Just then, a shout came. 10 times Kaioken. A terrifying ki immediately emanated from Goku's body, and a red aura immediately covered the blue aura. Goku, using 10 times Kaioken, had an extremely terrifying ki. The immense ki immediately pushed away all attacks, even forcing Gohan back several steps. Gohan stared blankly at Goku, who was using 10 times Kaioken, a bitter feeling in his heart. Because he couldn't use Kaioken, he never expected to see this long unseen technique again today, and even more so, superimposed on his Super Saiyan Blue form. Dad, can you still use Kaioken on top of the Super Saiyan Blue form? Gohan voiced the doubt in his heart. Goku laughed. Gohan, you're really amazing to be able to push me to this form. After the match, Dad will teach you the techniques of Kaioken. Gohan nodded, smiling. Dad is strong indeed. Goku scratched his head with a smile, saying, "It took a lot of effort for me to cultivate to this point, but it's your progress, Gohan, that truly surprises me. Are you still going to fight? My power now already surpasses yours." Facing Goku's question, Gohan felt a surge of excitement in his heart. Although Goku's power exceeded his, he was still eager to try, because it was the first time he was so close to his dad. So Gohan nodded heavily. Looking at the unyielding Gohan, Goku also smiled. "Then be careful, here I come." As soon as he finished speaking, Goku charged straight over, so fast that even Gohan was startled. Bang! Just as he reacted, a heavy punch slammed into Gohan's abdomen, and he cried out in pain as he was sent flying backward. So fast. Gohan quickly steadied himself and carefully observed Goku's movements. Goku moved at high speed in the air, and his faint voice came again. "Gohan, I'm over here." Gohan's expression was solemn, showing no weakness, and he quickly met him. Bang bang bang. The two clashed rapidly in the air, their fists continuously colliding fiercely. Bang. Goku suddenly powered up, increasing his Kaioken by several times. His red aura instantly surged, his fists clenched, he found an opening in Gohan's attack, and heavily smashed into his body. Boom! Gohan immediately plummeted downwards, a loud bang came from the arena, a huge crater instantly appeared. Gohan quickly got up, gritting his teeth as he flew out of the deep pit. Goku shot a ki blast from his hand. Whoosh! Gohan immediately disappeared from his spot. When he reappeared, he was already above Goku, and he saw him clench his fists and smash downwards with great force. Goku reacted quickly, lightly swatting his hand from the side, and Gohan's fists were deflected, missing their target instantly. Seizing this opportunity, Goku kicked out, directly striking Gohan's stomach. Saliva immediately flew from Gohan's mouth. Gohan wiped the saliva from the corner of his mouth, and when he looked up, he found that Goku had already disappeared from the air. Just as he was searching for Goku, Goku suddenly appeared above him. With a fierce elbow strike, Gohan once again plummeted downwards. Ka, me, ha, me, ha. Goku in the air immediately gathered his energy, and a white-blue light instantly shone in the air. Piccolo looked at the super powerful Kamehameha that Goku was gathering and immediately shouted, "Old man, stop, do you want to kill Gohan?" My Gohan. After muttering to herself, Chi-Chi fainted again. Brother, go for it. Goten also clenched his fists tightly. Between Goku and Gohan, he was clearly closer to his brother. After all, Gohan and Chi-Chi had been with him since he was little, and the time Goku spent at home could be counted on one's fingers. At this moment, Gohan, transformed into Super Saiyan 4, looked at the constantly shining white-blue light in the sky. He also quickly powered up, and a golden aura instantly erupted. His terrifying ki surged again. Gohan had now pushed his ki to the extreme. Whoosh 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 whoosh. The golden aura was constantly rising at this moment. Ka, me, ha, me, ha. The white-blue Kamehameha was instantly fired by Gohan. Ha. Goku in the air had also finished charging and quickly fired it downwards. To everyone's shocked gazes, the two Kamehamehas immediately collided. The two powerful energy beams instantly crashed into each other. Boom! The terrifying power caused the entire sky to constantly emit loud roars. A fierce gust of wind instantly swept across the entire battlefield. Goku and Gohan's clothes flapped violently from the terrifying wind. Ha! Both of them unleashed their ki to the extreme. The entire arena was enveloped in white-blue light, and the people around immediately shielded their eyes with their arms. Watching Gohan's Kamehameha being pushed back, Gohan below was gritting his teeth and desperately holding on. Quote, Kakarot, are you crazy? Do you really want to kill Gohan? Vegeta was also full of shock. Just then, Goku moved, and instant transmission was instantly activated. In just a flash, he appeared behind Gohan. Gohan, give me your hand. Gohan moved one hand and touched Goku's hand. Boom! The terrifying Kamehameha completely engulfed the arena. Rumble, rumble, the entire arena was covered in white. Boom! After the light slowly dissipated, thick smoke and dust slowly rose, and the arena had completely disappeared. Only a giant crater filled with thick smoke and dust could be seen. Piccolo looked at the scene below and immediately slumped down. Gohan. Gohan is dead. Son Goku, you will take full responsibility. Piccolo immediately roared. Chi-Chi also woke up at this moment. What happened to my Gohan? Bulma shook her head at her. Impossible. How could Goku kill Gohan? Tears streamed down Chi-Chi's face. Beerus cautiously glanced at Wang Tang, finding that he showed no abnormalities, still maintaining a calm expression. So he quietly said to Whis, is Prosecutor Sama overly saddened? How come there's no reaction at all? Ho ho ho. Lord Beerus, look closely. Whis still wore a smile. Just then, whoosh, two figures appeared in the air, none other than Gohan and Son Goku. Gohan extended his fist and touched Goku's fist. Thank you, Dad, you've taught me what a battle to the death is. I feel like I've grown a lot. Goku scratched his head and smiled. Gohan, you've really grown a lot. Through his battle with Goku, Gohan completely understood that when facing an enemy, one must go all out, and being merciful to an enemy is being cruel to oneself. He also admired his dad from the bottom of his heart. Because his dad, Son Goku, was a true warrior. Just then, Gohan's voice rang out. I surrender. Hearing Gohan surrender, the referee crawled out from a corner and announced. The winner of this match is Son Goku from Universe 7. Piccolo's face finally broke into a smile. That old man, he actually pulled something like this on me. Thankfully, Gohan is alright. Gohan returned to the Universe 7 resting area, lowered his head, and said, I'm sorry, Lord Wang Tang. I lost the match. Hearing this, Wang Tang stood up and patted Gohan on the shoulder, saying, Gohan, don't be discouraged. You performed very well. Leave the rest to me. Only then did Gohan raise his head and look at Wang Tang. Go, Lord Wang Tang. And amidst the cheers of the crowd, the big screen quickly scrolled again. Wang Tang's avatar prominently appeared opposite Goku. The referee's voice immediately came. The next match will be between the victorious Son Goku and the newly entered Wang Tang. Just then, the referee awkwardly realized that the arena was no longer there, only a deep pit remained. As he was in a predicament, Vados and Whis slowly descended. Chapter 31. Under the combined power of Vados and Whis, the entire arena was instantly enveloped in dazzling light, and in a short while, the deep pit slowly disappeared. A brand new arena once again appeared before everyone's eyes. Vados and Whis bowed to Wang Tang above. Then the two returned to the rest area. Goku looked at the restored arena and laughed. Gohan and I smashed the arena to pieces. Thanks to Whis and Vados, otherwise the match really couldn't have taken place. Suddenly, the referee's voice came, "Next, please welcome contestant Wang Tang to the stage." As soon as the words fell, a black shadow flashed, and Wang Tang appeared on the arena. Gohan looked at the two on the arena and murmured, "Go, Wang Tang. Go, Dad." Goku looked at the appearing Wang Tang and said seriously, "I didn't expect to fight Wang Tang again. I hope you don't hold back." Hearing this, Wang Tang nodded. Seeing that the two were already standing in the center of the stage, the referee immediately announced the start of the match. Goku immediately powered up. With his low roar, terrifying power immediately surged out from his body. Ah! Blue sacred energy immediately rose from his feet. An astonishing aura immediately enveloped the entire arena. Facing Goku, who burst out with astonishing momentum, Wang Tang immediately assumed a fighting stance. Goku was stunned. He didn't expect the opponent not even to transform into Super Saiyan. "In that case, here I come." His whole body was wrapped in blue energy, and an astonishing aura instantly locked onto Wang Tang. Whoosh! Goku quickly attacked. Champa directly stood up and said in shock, "Wang Tang seems to have merged with heaven and earth. He's truly impenetrable." Hehe, it's a great improvement that Champa can see this. At this moment, Wang Tang has already utilized the power of the realm of intent, which is the true state of the unity of heaven and man. Vados said with a smile. Looking at the fist that was constantly enlarging before him, Wang Tang's body emitted waves of white light. Time reversal. Time immediately returned to 3 seconds ago, and Goku's fist was immediately a long way from Wang Tang. Immediately, Wang Tang easily dodged it. What's going on? He clearly hit Wang Tang just now, how did he dodge it? Goku, who had no time to think, quickly threw several punches at Wang Tang, but each time it was the same. Just when he was about to succeed, Wang Tang inexplicably dodged it. "It's my turn to attack." Wang Tang's voice slowly came. Using time reversal, he immediately found an opening in Goku's attack and threw a punch. Goku looked at the very strange punch coming and quickly dodged. He thought he had dodged it. But the next second, that seemingly dodged fist heavily slammed into his abdomen. Thud! Goku fell heavily onto the arena. Piccolo, what's going on? Krillin, impossible, he clearly dodged it. Vegeta clenched his fists tightly, cursing in his heart, I didn't even see how he threw that punch. What a fool. Whis narrowed his eyes slightly and murmured, is it the power of time? Wang Tang is too incredible. Beerus was stunned and said, Whis, what did you just say? The power of time. That's the power of an angel. Although Wang Tang is strong, it's unlikely for him to master an angel's power, right? Just then, a female voice came, no, it's entirely possible. Wang Tang is very mysterious. It's not surprising for any kind of power to appear on him. Whis immediately stood up and said, Sister. Sure enough, Vados instantly appeared beside Whis. This speed was also unfathomable. Goku slowly got up, his heart filled with extreme shock. So fast, I clearly dodged it, but I was still hit. What kind of speed is this? Wang Tang slowly said, give up. Goku was stunned and said, Wang Tang, although your punch just now was strong, I won't give up. At this moment, I don't know why, but I've become incredibly excited. Goku immediately powered up, blue energy rapidly surged, and he fiercely rushed towards Wang Tang again. A blue afterimage immediately appeared on the arena. Facing the incredibly fast Goku, Wang Tang also disappeared from his original spot. Both of them disappeared from the arena, and roaring sounds constantly came from the air. Ya. Goku occasionally appeared, constantly attacking Wang Tang, but without exception, all of his attacks were dodged. The air was already filled with Goku's fist energy. The next moment, Goku directly used instant transmission, appeared in front of Wang Tang, and slammed a punch. But to Goku's surprise, Wang Tang once again dodged in a strange way, and when he reappeared, he was already next to Goku. Goku was startled, but it was too late to dodge. Wang Tang struck like lightning, and a heavy punch slammed into Goku's chin. Goku immediately flew backward, leaving a long trail on the arena. He retreated more than 10 meters on the arena before barely stabilizing himself. Can't see it. Why does his attack not leave any trace? Universe 7 Rest Area. At this moment, a drop of cold sweat slowly trickled down Piccolo's forehead. His already green face seemed to have become even greener. Why can't I see his attacks at all? Vegeta also had a look of shock on his face, constantly thinking of countermeasures in his heart. Wang Tang moved again like a ghost, and Goku quickly got up. 10 times Kaioken. He quickly powered up, and astonishing red energy immediately overlapped the blue energy, and a terrifying aura immediately spread out. Goku was on full alert for Wang Tang's attack. Ah! Goku, who was on full alert, was once again hit in the abdomen by a punch. At this moment, Goku was almost about to vomit stomach acid. And Wang Tang had already disappeared. Just like that, Goku passively took several hits in a row. Goku maintained a defensive stance, unable to judge where the opponent would punch from. He didn't expect that even by raising Kaioken to 10 times, he still couldn't find any trace of the opponent. Just then, the system's voice sounded in Wang Tang's mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully signing in for 1 hour in Universe 6. Congratulations to the host, time reversal duration has increased to 6 seconds. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a base combat power of 100 million. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 substitute. Hearing the series of rewards, Wang Tang was overjoyed. He didn't expect the sign-in rewards from Universe 6 to be so generous. System, what is the function of the substitute? In response to Wang Tang's question, the function of the substitute was soon transmitted into Wang Tang's mind. Substitute. When the host encounters danger, the substitute can be used to take damage for the host. Each use of a substitute has a recovery time of 10 days. After reading the information about the substitute, Wang Tang couldn't hide his joy. Wasn't this an extra life, and it could be reused? What a good item. After signing in, he looked at Goku, who was still in a defensive stance. After the sign-in, Wang Tang's time reversal increased to 6 seconds, so Son Goku had even less chance of winning. So, he rushed over again, and Goku immediately sensed Wang Tang's attack. He immediately tried to block, but at this moment, the time reversal had reached an astonishing 6 seconds. Goku was hit in the chin in a moment of a daze and was directly sent flying backward. Thump, thump, thump. Goku retreated dozens of steps before finally stabilizing himself. Who? Goku was panting heavily. I still can't see him. He quickly retreated backward, putting distance between himself and Wang Tang. Ha! Son Goku roared, and a blue divine aura covered with red energy quickly surged around him. His hands immediately shone with dazzling light. Let's see how you dodge this. Ha! Energy blasts shot out instantly, and in just a moment, the entire space was filled with them. Each energy blast was as dazzling as a scorching sun, suspended in the air. Piccolo's eyes widened sharply. This isn't. Piccolo was right. What Son Goku was using now was the technique he used when fighting Android 17. Goku smirked and said, Lord Wang Tang, let's see how you escape this time. Goku clenched his hand, and the energy blasts immediately surged towards Wang Tang. However, he clearly underestimated the power of time reversal. With 6 seconds, even with such a dense attack, Wang Tang combined time reversal with instant transmission and easily dodged the fatal blow. Boom boom boom. Rumble. Terrifying explosions immediately erupted in the arena. The next second, Wang Tang appeared directly in front of Goku, and a fierce punch landed squarely on his abdomen. Goku looked incredulous. How is this possible? How did he do it? Goku clutched his stomach and collapsed in the arena. The people in the rest area couldn't even see what had happened. Kakarot. Vegeta also showed a look of shock. Wang Tang looked at Goku and said, now you understand the gap, right? Give up. Son Goku lay wailing in the arena. Give up. How can I lose here? Beerus spoke calmly. Goku can't win, just give up. Ho ho ho, Lord Wang Tang has already mastered the power of time, which is truly astonishing. It will certainly be a bit difficult for Goku to win. Whis said with a smile. Goku was even more shocked. He hadn't expected that even with Super Saiyan Blue and 10 times Kaioken, he couldn't even force the opponent to transform. Was the gap between them already this wide? I'm so unwilling. Goku slowly stood up. I have to admit, Lord Wong-Tang is indeed very strong, I can't even catch your attacks. But I won't give up. Just then, a faint white divine energy emanated from Goku's body. His aura had clearly changed. Wong-Tang's eyes widened sharply. This is the preliminary form of Ultra Instinct, this is bad. A terrifying aura immediately spread out from Wong-Tang, and he quickly rushed towards Goku. Time reversal activated instantly, making his attacks unpredictable. A heavy punch slammed into Goku's body. Goku immediately felt an indescribable sharp pain spread throughout his body. Ah, so painful. Goku immediately reverted to his normal state and fell to the ground. Whis' eyes were constantly fixed on Son Goku. Beerus's voice immediately came through. Whis, what was that just now? Ultra Instinct. Whis nodded, his expression serious. That's right, Lord Beerus, it was Ultra Instinct. I didn't expect Goku to have stumbled upon a clue and even used the preliminary form of Ultra Instinct. Given time, he will definitely be able to master Ultra Instinct. Beerus immediately roared. When did you teach him? Why didn't I know? Looking at the furious Beerus, Whis smiled. Lord Beerus, weren't you sleeping? HMPH. Beerus just snorted coldly and sat down. Wong-Tang was also very surprised at this moment. He hadn't expected that under his pressure, Goku would actually comprehend Ultra Instinct, which was much earlier than in the original story. It seemed that due to Wong-Tang's involvement, the plot had undergone significant changes. Wong-Tang glanced at the referee and said, "What are you standing there for?" The referee immediately scurried over, observed for a moment, and then announced, "The winner is contestant Wong-Tang." Wong-Tang looked at the fallen Son Goku and said, "You are very good. I hope you master Ultra Instinct soon, and we can have another match." Gohan in the rest area immediately exclaimed, "Dad." Then, he quickly rushed onto the arena and helped Goku to the rest area. Meanwhile, Hit in the Universe 6 rest area looked at Wong-Tang on the stage and muttered, "That guy's movement speed is indeed extraordinary. He also seems to have a technique similar to time skip technique. I wonder who is better, him or me." But what Hit didn't know was that their time control abilities were worlds apart. Because Wong-Tang's time reversal was an astonishing 6 seconds, while Hit's time skip technique could only reach 0.1 seconds, the effect would certainly be too different. After time skip technique becomes ineffective, one's own strength becomes very important. Just then, the big screen continued to scroll. Soon, Hit's portrait indeed appeared opposite Wong-Tang. The referee immediately announced, after contestant Wong-Tang's victory, his next opponent is Hit from Universe 6. Hit immediately stood up, his face still cold and without any ripples. He immediately jumped off the arena and stood opposite Wong-Tang. Champa nervously watched the arena because Hit was the last contestant from Universe 6. At this moment, Wong-Tang and Hit stared at each other, neither knowing what the other was thinking. In the rest area, Goku had now recovered after treatment and looked towards the arena. That's Lord Wong-Tang's opponent. That guy is so calm. After watching the previous matches, he can still be so composed. I feel that although that guy is trying his best to hide his aura, I can still feel an aura as sharp as a needle. So strong, Goku muttered. Vegeta, beside him, also had a serious expression and then asked, "Hey, Kakarot, what happened just now? How did you get hit out of nowhere?" Facing Vegeta's question, Goku scratched his face and said, "I don't know. But it just felt very strange. Every time I was about to hit him, he would mysteriously disappear, as if time had stopped." Yes, like time stopped. Hearing Goku's words, Vegeta became even more preoccupied. Then he smirked. "Who cares, I will definitely not lose anyway." Beerus was dozing off again. "Whis, this guy called Hit, I seem to have heard of him somewhere. Do you know his background?" Whis still smiled. "Ho ho ho, Lord Beerus, you're dozing off again. Don't let the prosecutor see you. As for that Hit, I heard he's the top assassin in Universe 6. He has never missed a target he's set his sights on." Hearing the word prosecutor, Beerus immediately woke up quite a bit. He looked towards the arena. "Assassin. The inspector should be fine, right?" Amidst the cheers of the crowd, the referee's voice came through. "Match start." As the match began, Hit took a very small stance, which piqued Wang Tang's interest. Wang Tang waved at Hit. Seeing that the opponent seemed to look down on him, Hit immediately moved. His speed was extremely fast. Everyone on the stage exclaimed, "So fast." Hit quickly threw a punch, but as soon as it touched Wang Tang, it was strangely dodged. The next second, an astonishing aura erupted from Wang Tang. With a bang, Hit was directly sent flying. Whis had a smile on his face. Ho ho ho, Inspector is indeed formidable. Meanwhile, Vegeta's heart was in turmoil, as he hadn't clearly seen either of their attacks. So fast, I can't even see their punches. Thinking about having to fight one of them next, Vegeta quickly pondered countermeasures. Looking at the fallen Hit, Wang Tang shook his head in disappointment. He had originally hoped to witness the power of the time skip technique, but ever since he obtained time reversal through the system, he realized that the time skip technique was nothing special in front of him. His time reversal could reach an astonishing 6 seconds, while Hit's time skip technique was only 0.1 seconds at this moment. Wang Tang immediately felt bored. Perhaps influenced by the Saiyan bloodline's love for battle, he only wanted to fight strong opponents and had no interest in one-sided battles. Wang Tang looked towards Vados and Whis in the Shu Shi Ku. His heart couldn't help but fill with anticipation. The two had promised him a match after the tournament. Thinking of this, Wang Tang directly raised his hand. "Referee, I forfeit." Hearing the not-so-loud voice, the entire arena fell silent. Hit looked at Wang Tang, who had declared forfeiture, with a face full of shock. Why, he was clearly on the verge of victory. I just witnessed his time skip technique, and it's much more powerful than mine. He's truly an incredible guy. Hearing Wang Tang forfeit, the referee immediately announced, "Since contestant Wang Tang has forfeited, the next match will be between contestant Hit and contestant Vegeta. At the same time, this will also be the final round of the competition. The winning side will be the victor of this tournament." At this moment, Beerus's eyes were filled with shock. Whis, why did Inspector concede? He should have easily won. Whis's expression also unexpectedly became serious. "Lord Beerus, this is an opportunity Inspector is giving us. The next battle will be between Universe 7 and Universe 6. If we lose, the consequences." Upon hearing this, Beerus immediately realized the seriousness of the problem. He turned to Vegeta and said, "Vegeta, this match is only for victory, not defeat." Goku shouted, "Go, Vegeta." Vegeta slowly stood up and walked towards the ring, his mind constantly replaying Hit's movements from earlier. He knew this would be a tough fight. Just then, Beerus suddenly remembered something and said to Whis, "Whis, quickly give Vegeta the method to deal with that guy from Universe 6. Whis looked up and said, "Lord Beerus, please rest assured, just leave it to Vegeta." Beerus's eyes turned unfriendly. "If Vegeta loses, do you know the consequences? Inspector will definitely settle accounts with me, I'm afraid." Whis smiled, "Ho ho ho, Lord Beerus, don't be so pessimistic. Have you forgotten that Vegeta has already surpassed his limits? The one who should be worried is Lord Champa." Vegeta and Hit were already standing in the center of the ring. Seeing them in position, the referee immediately announced, "Begin." Vegeta immediately powered up, and an astonishing surge of energy immediately spread outwards. With his low roar, a blue divine aura immediately erupted, and a terrifying energy instantly covered the entire ring. After transforming, Vegeta immediately became confident. "Come on." He moved, rapidly moving around the ring, attacking from a tricky angle. Facing Vegeta's quick attack, Hit's body also became blurred. In a flash, Hit's fist heavily struck Vegeta's abdomen. Vegeta retreated several steps before steadying himself. This guy, his attacks are indeed invisible, and his strength is not weak at all. But through the previous attack, Vegeta seemed to have grasped a trick. The next second, Vegeta moved at high speed again, and an astonishing punch once again attacked Hit. Bang! Facing Vegeta's quick attack, Hit casually extended his palm and caught Vegeta's fist. Hit's faint voice came through. "You can't win, give up." Hearing Hit's words, Vegeta unconsciously laughed. "Give up? You're telling this prince to give up? What a joke." Hearing that Vegeta was completely unappreciative, Hit quickly threw a punch. Vegeta immediately flew backwards. Thump, thump, thump. After flying for more than 10 meters, Vegeta barely managed to stabilize himself. At this moment, Hit's attack method kept replaying in Vegeta's mind. His eyes suddenly widened, then the corner of his mouth slightly curved upwards. So that's how it is. To confirm his thoughts, Vegeta once again rushed towards Hit at high speed. A roar came, and Vegeta's fierce fist smashed towards Hit. Hit gently shook his head. It's useless. His body became ethereal again, and a ghostly fist actually bypassed Vegeta's fist and attacked him. Facing his fist, Vegeta tilted his head slightly, dodging Hit's fist for the first time. Bang! The two quickly separated. Hit's heart was also very shocked at this moment. He actually dodged it. Was it a coincidence? And Vegeta, standing opposite Hit, was full of confidence. Your attack is nothing more than that. But his heart was equally astonished, because the opponent's attack could indeed manipulate time, although for a very short duration. Even if he found the trick and could dodge it, the power involving time was truly amazing. Hit didn't believe that Vegeta had already deciphered his time skip technique, so he launched another attack. Vegeta immediately focused intensely, his eyes sharply narrowing. Here, he immediately threw a punch, heavily colliding with Hit's fist. An astonishing force immediately spread in all directions. Bang! Both retreated simultaneously, and Champa in Universe 6's resting area had his eyes wide open. How is that possible? He actually hit Hit. Vegeta laughed. Your technique isn't working, what will you do now? Hit's expression also became unpredictable, then he laughed, it's just a coincidence. Upon hearing this, Vegeta showed a mocking smile. Coincidence? Since that's the case, this great lord, will let you experience it again. Vegeta's body moved again, at an extreme speed, and only a few afterimages could be seen on the entire ring. Hit immediately discovered Vegeta's attack method, so he activated his time skip technique and met him. The two quickly collided in the air. At this moment, Hit's eyes slowly widened, because all of his attacks were blocked by Vegeta. Bang, bang, bang. After several collisions, Vegeta seized the opportunity and heavily punched Hit in the jaw. Ah! Hit screamed and immediately flew to the side. His body heavily slammed onto the ground, and a trace of blood flowed from his mouth. Vegeta, gasping for breath in the air, laughed, have you seen how powerful I am? You fool! And at this moment, Universe 7's resting area immediately erupted. Well done, Vegeta! Bulma waved her fists, constantly cheering Vegeta on. Dad! Trunks' eyes were also full of little stars. A smile finally appeared on Beerus's face. That Vegeta fellow fought well. After the match, I'll reward him handsomely. Goku was also extremely shocked at this moment. Did that Vegeta guy see Hit's movements? He's really something. Hit was not clear at this moment why his opponent could accurately grasp his position. Vegeta's mouth curved into a smile. It's not too late to surrender now. Hit looked at Vegeta's confident face, his eyes exceptionally cold. The next second, an astonishing aura immediately erupted from Hit, with purple ki constantly rising. Looking at Hit, who was erupting with terrifying power, Vegeta laughed, so you're finally willing to attack with full power. Let me see what you're truly capable of. Subsequently, Vegeta powered up and quickly charged towards Hit, who was enveloped in purple ki. A fierce punch immediately shot towards Hit, leaving a blue trail of ki on the ring that lingered for a long time. Facing Vegeta's rapid attack, Hit quickly met him, and the two began to clash in the air. Bang bang bang. Rings of white energy ripples continuously spread in the air. Vegeta's attacks became faster and faster, but Hit showed no weakness, his astonishing power combined with the time skip technique, blocking all of Vegeta's rapid attacks. Hit's eyes suddenly widened, and he immediately used the opening in Vegeta's attack to counterattack quickly, sharp punches rapidly striking towards Vegeta. Vegeta was immediately on the defensive, constantly dodging his opponent's punches. Universe 7's resting area. Goku's eyes were fixed on the two, and he muttered, that guy is too strong, actually pressuring Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. The battle between the two in the air became more and more intense, Hit's attacks grew faster and faster, and although Vegeta was in a tough spot, he still managed to hold on. But Vegeta was clearly very dissatisfied with the current situation of the battle, his teeth were clenched, and his fists were tightly balled. I've clearly deciphered his time skip technique, but why is it still so difficult to fight? Looking at Vegeta, who was struggling somewhat in the ring, Whis in the resting area suddenly smiled, Vegeta seems a bit anxious. Although he has deciphered the opponent's time skip technique, which allows him to stop time for 0.1 seconds, the opponent's inherent strength should not be underestimated. Upon hearing this, Beerus looked serious, constantly staring at the ring, because this match could be said to determine his fate. Hit in the ring looked at Vegeta and said lightly, although you understand the principle of my time skip technique, you still need to increase your speed to overcome that instant. For many, this is already very difficult, and you also need to predict my movements. On this point, among all the opponents I've encountered, you are the only one who can do it. However, this is as far as it goes. Hearing Hit's words, Vegeta's face flushed with anger. An astonishing ki immediately erupted from Vegeta, blue ki flames continuously rising, and the blue ki even subtly evolved towards a deeper blue. How dare you underestimate me? I am Vegeta, the Prince of the Saiyans. Vegeta charged straight out. Bang! Ah! Hit clearly did not anticipate Vegeta's speed suddenly increasing so much, and caught off guard, he was struck by a punch to the abdomen. Spitting out some saliva, Hit suddenly burst into laughter. Refreshing. I can't remember the last time I had such an exhilarating battle. You are the only one who has deciphered my time skip technique, but this is not my limit. I get stronger the stronger my opponent is. The next second, I will become even stronger. The next moment, Hit vanished from his spot. Bang! Vegeta's fist and Hit's fist collided heavily. Bang bang bang. The two collided several times consecutively, and sharp gusts of wind continuously dispersed around them. Vegeta discovered with shock that the opponent's speed had actually increased. Just as he was in shock, Hit's fist unexpectedly slammed into Vegeta's chin. Thud thud thud. Vegeta stumbled back several steps before steadying himself. Vegeta. Son Goku's expression changed drastically, his eyes filled with disbelief. Hit's time skip duration has increased, from the original 0.1 seconds to 0.2 seconds, that guy really does get stronger the stronger his opponent is. Wong Tang muttered. Hearing this, Whis smiled. Wong Tang, Hit has actually grown stronger. In a short period of time, Hit has grown. And everyone around, hearing Whis' words, was stunned. They hadn't expected the opponent's talent to be so high, that he could just grow stronger like that. Hit retracted his fist and put his hands in his pockets. I never thought that growth, which I never considered before, I only realized today after meeting you, that even I, perhaps, should grow. Now, my time skip technique has indeed expanded to 0.2 seconds. Vegeta said with a face full of anger. Phew. Actually, Vegeta was also caught off guard, always thinking that the opponent's time skip was only 0.1 seconds, but when the opponent increased it to 0.2 seconds, he was hit. Looking at the even more formidable Hit, Champa in the Universe 6 resting area said with excitement. As expected of Hit, truly excellent. Quickly defeat him and win the championship, so Universe 6 will be victorious. Hit completely ignored everyone's shock. He extended his right hand and beckoned to Vegeta. Looking at the opponent's provocative gesture, Vegeta immediately flew into a rage. He quickly jumped backward, and ki blasts rapidly shot out from his hands. Looking at the rapidly incoming ki blasts, Hit quickly jumped up. And Vegeta had already been waiting for his move. Another ki blast shot into the air. Then countless more ki blasts shot out, and astonishing explosions rang out in the air. Looking at the fire and thick smoke in the air, Vegeta laughed wildly. Haha, die. Upgrading during battle has always been a Saiyan's ultimate move. How can you rapidly grow stronger and surpass me? Now you know how powerful I am, right? Just then, Hit instantly appeared behind Vegeta, activating his time skip. In just an instant, he had already landed several punches. Facing such a rapid attack, Vegeta had no time to predict and was sent flying. Then a ki blast shot out from Hit's hand. Ha! An astonishing explosion immediately erupted, and thick fire and smoke appeared on the ring. Just then, Hit glanced at the referee and said, Hey, referee. Shouldn't you confirm if he's alive or dead? Resting area. Gohan said nervously, Is Uncle Vegeta okay? Hearing Gohan's words, Wong Tang said softly, Don't worry, Gohan. Vegeta won't be defeated so easily. Don't forget, he is that proud prince of the Saiyans. ... Hearing Hit's shout, the referee immediately searched for Vegeta's figure around the smoke and dust. Just then, a blue figure rushed out from the smoke and dust. He hovered in the air, his teeth clenched, then roared, You think this level is enough to make me surrender? You underestimate me, Vegeta. As soon as his voice fell, the blue ki flames on Vegeta's body became even sharper, and the blue seemed to deepen by several shades. Hit looked at Vegeta in the air, a look of surprise appearing on his face. I didn't expect you to grow stronger too. It turns out Saiyans are also cosmic beings who can grow stronger in battle. It seems your obsession with victory is extraordinary. Hearing this, Vegeta roared, you think too highly of yourself. Compared to a Saiyan, you are nothing but a tiny grain of sand. Vegeta vanished from his spot like a bolt of lightning. His speed had reached another level. Hit's eyes constantly searched for Vegeta's figure, but at this moment, he felt somewhat at a loss for how to proceed. Impossible. Just then, Vegeta's blue figure suddenly appeared in front of Hit. Cold sweat broke out on Hit's forehead, and he was utterly shocked. What's with this speed? He's gotten so much stronger again. Universe 7 resting area. Goku's eyes were wide as he muttered, Vegeta. He seems to have surpassed the Super Saiyan blue barrier. Meanwhile, Wang Tang slowly opened his eyes and smiled. As expected, he's growing towards deep blue. He only needs to grow once more, and he'll probably reach the deep blue realm. Vegeta is truly the prince of the Saiyans, he has some talent. Hearing this, Gohan exclaimed in shock, deep blue. Vegeta actually broke through his limits. It looks like Universe 7 is going to win this time. Beerus said with a smile. Facing the opponent's fierce punches, Hit quickly retreated, but Vegeta's speed was simply too fast at this moment, he couldn't dodge at all. A punch landed heavily on Hit's body, sending him flying backward. Hit's eyes were filled with horror. His speed has increased by at least 3 times. It's incredible. Vegeta quickly powered up, and a blue aura continuously surged, releasing an astonishing surge of power. After pushing his power to the limit, he rapidly charged towards Hit. Strike while the iron is hot. Vegeta wanted to end the battle while Hit hadn't recovered. Hit, who had just gotten up, was once again struck in the chin by Vegeta's swift punch. Thump, thump, thump. Hit stumbled back dozens of steps. When he looked up, Vegeta had already charged forward again. He quickly adjusted his stance and activated the time skip technique. However, Vegeta's power at this moment had already surpassed Super Saiyan Blue, and his speed was more than 3 times what it was just now. Hit couldn't even perceive his movements. Hit exclaimed in surprise, his speed is actually faster than my time skip technique. This is impossible. No sooner had he spoken than Vegeta's fist landed on his body. Everyone around them had expressions of profound shock on their faces. Ah! White saliva spewed from Hit's mouth, and his body trembled uncontrollably. The power of a Saiyan is beyond your imagination. Our pride does not allow me to fail. I'll decide the outcome with the next move. No sooner had Vegeta's voice faded than his figure reappeared in front of Hit, delivering another heavy punch. Hit was sent flying like a cannonball, crashing heavily onto the ground. Champa stood up directly and roared, Hit! Get up! What are you doing? Can you still be considered Universe 6 a top assassin like this? Hearing Champa's roar, Hit shakily stood up. Both his power and speed have increased so much. How did he do it? I've never heard of a Saiyan like this. Hit muttered. Looking at the standing Hit, Vegeta sneered. The next move will make sure you can't stand up. This is the consequence of underestimating a Saiyan. Ah! The blue divine aura continuously surged with Vegeta's roar, his ki seemed to have increased even more. At this moment, Vegeta's power was already at the edge of Super Saiyan Blue, he only needed an opportunity to reach the deep blue level. Vegeta's power had also reached the strongest level he could achieve, the terrifying ki made the entire ring tremble. Vegeta's power, so strong, he can even rival Super Saiyan Blue using Kaioken. Goku exclaimed in shock. Did Vegeta break through again? A drop of cold sweat dripped from Piccolo's head, and his complexion seemed even greener than before. Wang Tang looked at Vegeta, who was fighting at full power, with a smile on his face. He hadn't expected Vegeta to grow so much in this battle, he was constantly progressing in his own way. Vegeta was indeed a powerful warrior. At this moment, Vegeta's strength was infinitely close to that of a god of destruction, though it was the weakest kind. He was still far from the battle power of someone like Beerus, who had reached the peak of a first-order angel. Whoosh! Vegeta shot out, and a dark blue afterimage lingered in the air. A ki blast quickly condensed in his hand. Boom! Hit quickly jumped to dodge. Seeing Hit jump into the sky, Vegeta's mouth curved upward. Die! Ha! Another astonishing ki blast shot out, and Hit's eyes narrowed. He knew he couldn't dodge this attack, so he crossed his arms in front of his chest. Wah ya ya ya. The prince's fighting style rapidly shot out from Vegeta's hands. Countless ki blasts quickly flew out. Boom boom boom. Astonishing explosions continuously rang out in the air. The sky was immediately filled with fire and rolling smoke. Hit. Champa stood up directly, his eyes fixed on the sky. Just then, Vegeta's final attack arrived. His hands were covered in golden lightning. Die. Final flash. Whoosh. The golden super ki blast suddenly exploded. Rumble. Rumble. Krillin and the others all closed their eyes. The sky was filled with towering flames and thick black smoke. HMPH. HMPH. Vegeta was panting heavily. We won. Vegeta, well done. Goku shouted excitedly. Feeling that he had little power left, a relaxed smile appeared on Vegeta's face. It was finally over. Just then, a roar came. An astonishing purple aura continuously erupted from the flames, and the thick black smoke was completely dispelled, revealing Hit's disheveled figure. He was now bleeding from multiple parts of his body, but the purple aura surging around him was still powerful. What? That guy actually still has strength left. Vegeta's face was filled with horror. Just then, Hit quickly swept in, his head crashing heavily into Vegeta's body. Ah! A mouthful of blood spewed from Vegeta's mouth. Both of them landed at the same time. Everyone around them watched the tragic battle in the ring, clenching their fists in tension. Wang Tang looked at the two lying in the ring and was incredibly surprised. Both their willpower and strength exceeded his expectations. At this moment, both their powers were almost depleted. It was a battle of willpower. Wang Tang's voice slowly came. Gohan, the willpower of these two is incredibly strong. They are both qualified warriors. I hope you can learn from them. Become a warrior who protects the universe. Hearing this, Gohan nodded heavily. He had now sworn to become a strong person like Wang Tang, so he would never back down. Hit. Universe 6's resting area was silent, eerily quiet, and Champa's heart was in turmoil. Wang Tang's forfeiture gave Universe 6 hope, but Vegeta's power exceeded their expectations. Now that both had reached their limits, either winning or losing was reasonable. Hit's potential is very great, and this battle can be considered a breakthrough of his limits. If he doesn't continue to grow, he will probably lose this match. Vados said with a serious expression. Hit, get up quickly. That Vegeta is clearly at his limit. Champa shouted down below. Hearing Champa's words, Vegeta gritted his teeth and struggled to get up. You fat pig, how dare you look down on me? I am Vegeta. Vegeta, the Prince of the Saiyans. Perhaps influenced by Vegeta's willpower, Hit also began to grit his teeth and try to get up. A few seconds later, Hit actually stood up before Vegeta. Who? Hit was panting heavily. Vegeta stared at the standing Hit, shocked beyond belief, and muttered, I didn't expect this guy to get up before me. I have to say, you are a strong warrior. I, Vegeta, acknowledge you. But there's no way I'm giving up like this. Vegeta propped himself up with both hands on the ground, let out a roar, and blue ki flames surged again. He suddenly stood up. Who? Vegeta was also panting heavily, clearly having used all his strength just to stand up. At this moment, both of them were in terrible condition. Vegeta, Goku exclaimed. Dad, Trunks watched the ring without blinking. That's my Vegeta, that's my Bulma's husband. Bulma said, tears streaming down her face, waving her fists. Both of their states have reached their limits. Whoever can get the first strike might win the match. Whis muttered. The next second, both Vegeta and Hit moved. They both rushed towards each other, extending their fists. Ha! Both roared and used all their strength, smashing heavily into each other. Awa! Their fists landed on each other's faces. Both fell back again. Thud! The sound of them falling to the ground was so loud. Everyone around held their breath. Who won in the end? Champa asked, unsure, but everyone's faces were solemn, their eyes fixed on the ring. The prosecutor immediately rushed onto the ring, constantly observing the condition of both fighters. Both lay on the ground, panting heavily. Then, the prosecutor's voice came. I'll count down from 10. Whoever stands up wins. 10, 9, 8, 2, 1. Every time the prosecutor counted, everyone's heart was stirred. But when the prosecutor finished counting down 10 seconds, no one had stood up. Just as the prosecutor was at a loss, Wang Tang's figure slowly descended from the resting area onto the ring. His voice slowly came. This martial arts tournament was very successful. The warriors of Universe 6 and Universe 7 are both worthy of commendation. Of course, Beerus and Champa also contributed greatly. Considering their diligent efforts, the previous matters are forgiven. Hearing this, both Champa and Beerus let out a sigh of relief. Because they knew their god of destruction positions were finally secure. Just then, Wang Tang's voice rang out again. Vados, Whis, can our battle begin? Vados and Whis exchanged glances, then smiled at each other and landed on the ring. Sister, this time, you should compete with Prosecutor Sama. I have already experienced the power of the adult. Whis said with a smile. Hearing this, Vados still had a full smile on her face. Whis, that's just like you, to just dump it on your own sister. Truly siblings. Whis covered his mouth and chuckled without speaking. Looking at their intentions, Wang Tang frowned, then relaxed. After all, his strength was only at the peak of a first-level angel, at most on par with Beerus. If he were to face two powerful angels at the same time, he would probably be defeated quickly. But if it was only one person, he might still have a chance. And if the opponent was Vados, perhaps he could show her some good love. Thinking of this, Wang Tang said, since that's the case, then Vados will fight me. As for the two on the ring, I'll trouble Whis to take them away. Whis shook his head, not expecting that he would be the only one doing the heavy lifting. With a flash of light from his angel staff, Vegeta and Hit quickly floated up, following him as he flew to the resting area. Watching Whis leave, Wang Tang softly said, Vados, shall we begin? Vados showed a sweet smile. As you command, Lord Wang Tang. ... How long can Lord Wang Tang last against Vados? Beerus muttered. Hearing this, Whis smiled, perhaps Lord Wang Tang will give us a surprise. Ha! Wang Tang didn't hesitate, immediately unleashing his ki, a deep roar continuously emanating from his throat. The next second, golden ki flames instantly surged out from his body. Rumble, whoosh whoosh whoosh. The entire planet trembled violently, and bursts of golden ki flames struck the air, making a rustling sound. And an astonishing power immediately erupted from Wang Tang's body, silver-white lightning continuously intertwining within the golden ki flames. In just an instant, Wang Tang transformed into Super Saiyan 4. But he didn't stop there, that terrifying ki was still continuously rising. This overwhelming power seemed to fill the entire Universe 6 in an instant. And Vados on the opposite side still watched with a smile. Gulp, Goku swallowed hard, then muttered, too strong. Lord Wang Tang's power can still increase. Meanwhile, Piccolo beside him was already dumbfounded, his face extremely grim. You're joking, right? This ki is as monstrous as a demon. Beerus, Champa, and Whis all watched Wang Tang, whose power was continuously rising, with solemn expressions. Ha! Wang Tang's roar grew louder and louder. At the same time, an astonishing power rose again. Almost at that moment, the entire Universe 6 trembled with Wang Tang's roar. The sky became covered with dark clouds, with golden lightning flashing from time to time. The scene on the ring at this moment was as astonishing as the end of the world. Ha! Wang Tang's hair began to turn white, and the golden ki flames became increasingly sharp. Crackling sounds continuously came. Streaks of lightning, like tiny silver snakes, continuously intertwined around Wang Tang's body. At this moment, Wang Tang's body glowed with dazzling light. So terrifying. Is this Lord Wang Tang's true strength? It's unimaginably strong, the entire Universe 6 is trembling. Champa muttered in disbelief. Because the first time he fought Wang Tang's strength wasn't as astonishing as it was today. Now, even if he were to go up, he would probably only lose. That extreme sense of terror and oppression made Champa swallow hard. Ho! Lord Wang Tang's strength has indeed increased quite a bit again. It seems it won't be easy for my sister to win easily. Whis was surprised to find that Wang Tang's strength had increased significantly since their last encounter. What he didn't know was how much effort Wang Tang had put into cultivating his base battle power, plus the system's sign-ins, so his current strength was normal. Only when the base battle power is stronger will the Super Saiyan 5 amplification be more terrifying. So even if his base battle power only increased a little, his strength would increase countless times after transforming into Super Saiyan 5. Watching the incredibly terrifying power emanating from Wang Tang's body, Vados's expression changed slightly, then returned to normal, saying, "Lord Wang Tang, shall we begin?" "Here I come." No sooner had Wang Tang finished speaking than his body shot out. His speed at this moment was faster than lightning. Piccolo and the others couldn't even clearly see his movements. In just an instant, Wang Tang arrived in front of Vados. Then he threw a fierce punch. This punch, struck with the terrifying power of Super Saiyan 5, was incredibly serious from Wang Tang. Lord Wang Tang's power is indeed extraordinary. Vados murmured as she felt Wang Tang's attack. But she dared not show the slightest bit of contempt. Then she extended her slender hand to block. Clap. Bang. The next second, fist and palm collided, and a terrifying force immediately spread outwards. Vados's expression didn't change, but she clearly felt the terrifying power emanating from the fist at the moment of impact. Lord Wang Tang probably already possesses the power of a peak level 1 angel, which is truly astonishing. Then, an indestructible gentle force emanated from her palm, and Wang Tang was flung back. Thump, thump, thump. After retreating a few steps, Wang Tang stabilized himself and immediately moved at high speed again. He quickly brought down a hand chop towards Vados. At this moment, Wang Tang's time reversal immediately activated. Vados, possessing the combat power of a peak level 3 angel, immediately sensed danger, and then her entire body was enveloped by a mysterious power, retreating backwards. Wang Tang's astonishing strike instantly missed. At this moment, Vados's expression had already changed. Her face finally became serious. She hadn't expected Wang Tang's control over time to have reached such a profound level. Although he was still not as good as Whis, he had already surpassed most weaker angels. She dodged it. Wang Tang was also incredibly shocked at this moment, because he had attacked with all his might, but he didn't expect it to be easily resolved by the opponent. This made Wang Tang, who had been crushing opponents recently, feel a sense of loss. And Vados had already begun to treat Wang Tang as a master of her own level. Wang Tang composed himself and kicked towards Vados, his terrifying whip kick sweeping past with a fierce gust of wind. Facing the opponent's fierce offensive, Vados simply slapped his leg with her palm, and Wang Tang flew diagonally outwards. As he flew diagonally, Vados's hand immediately glowed, and a ki blast quickly shot out. Whoosh! The ki blast instantly left her hand, heading towards Wang Tang. Wang Tang quickly stabilized himself and punched the ki blast fiercely. Boom! An astonishing explosion occurred in the arena. Hee, Lord Wang Tang, you can't touch that thing, or it will explode. Vados chuckled softly. Dense smoke instantly engulfed Wang Tang. Lord Wang Tang! Gohan exclaimed worriedly. Just then, Whis' voice came. Ho ho ho, don't worry, an attack of this level won't hurt Lord Wang Tang. Hearing this, Gohan finally relaxed. Indeed, the no injury with smoke rule applies everywhere. After the smoke dissipated, Wang Tang's figure quickly shot out. At this moment, apart from looking a bit disheveled, he hadn't suffered any substantial harm. Wang Tang gritted his teeth, let out a roar, and an astonishing golden ki surged rapidly. Then he quickly shot out countless ki blasts. This is my return gift. Swish, swish, swish. Wang Tang, at an extremely fast speed, threw the quickly condensed ki blasts. Boom, boom, boom. Rumble, rumble. Loud noises came one after another, and black mushroom clouds rose into the sky. He naturally understood that these ki blasts certainly couldn't harm Vados, who possessed immense power. But at least it could boost some morale, as from the beginning, he had been in a passive state, constantly being suppressed by the opponent. The dense smoke from the explosion slowly dissipated. Vados's beautiful figure reappeared in Wang Tang's line of sight. As expected, a thin protective shield appeared around Vados. The previous attacks, let alone harming Vados, couldn't even dirty her clothes. Then, Vados smiled and said, these ki blasts are just a waste of power, Lord Wang Tang's actions are not very wise. Hearing this, Wang Tang's expression gradually became incredibly serious. Whoosh! No sooner had he spoken than Wang Tang's body instantly vanished like a ghost. When he reappeared, he was already behind Vados. His speed was so fast that even Goku and the others didn't react. So fast, Goku exclaimed. He threw a fierce punch towards Vados. Sensing the danger from behind, Vados quickly turned around and also threw a punch. As Vados was a powerful combatant in the first tier of angels, Wang Tang showed no contempt, nor any carelessness. Moreover, Vados's power was even stronger than he had imagined, so every one of his strikes was with full force. Bang! The two fists quickly collided. Wang Tang felt a tremendous force, and pain shot from his wrist to his arm. Then, his body flew backward like a cannonball. Whoosh! Thump, thump, thump. Wang Tang's feet stomped several times on the ground before he stabilized himself. When he looked up, Vados had already raised her leg and swept it towards him. Her leg was raised quite high, which made Wang Tang a little dazed. A heavy kick landed on Wang Tang's face. Bang! Wang Tang was directly sent flying sideways. I got a bit distracted. He used his palm to brace himself on the ground a few times, quickly stabilizing his body. Wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth, he quickly reined in his somewhat wandering thoughts and met Vados, who had already charged over. The two quickly engaged in battle. Bang, bang, bang. White energy ripples constantly appeared in the sky. Gusts of wind blew downwards from the air. Suddenly, Vados's lips curled upwards, and utilizing a gap in Wang Tang's rapid attack, she heavily stomped on Wang Tang's chest with her foot. The long high heel, as if concentrating damage at a single point, felt like true damage. Whoosh! Bang! A whooshing sound came, and Wang Tang's body quickly fell from the sky. Boom! Finally, he heavily smashed onto the arena. The entire arena immediately had a large hole smashed into it by Wang Tang. Countless shattered rocks flew everywhere. Wang Tang rubbed his aching chest, somewhat sighing at the terrifying nature of women, especially beautiful and powerful women. This damage was truly real damage. However, Vados's power was indeed very strong, and completely different from Whis, which made Wang Tang feel a faint surge of excitement. Then, he quickly got up, his eyes burning with battle lust, and quickly returned to the arena, standing opposite Vados. Vados looked at Wang Tang, who was suddenly unharmed after taking several heavy blows from her, and couldn't help but exclaim in surprise, Lord Wang Tang is indeed a Saiyan, a warrior race, his resilience is truly not weak. The battle between the two immediately caused a stir among the people in the rest area. So amazing, Lord Wang Tang and Vados are both so powerful. Gohan's eyes were filled with excitement. The awakened Vegeta punched the ground, unwillingly saying, I didn't expect the difference in power between me and them to be so great. Champa felt a surge of lingering fear in his heart at this moment. The long-term master-servant relationship had made him forget Vados's immense strength. What shocked him was that Wang Tang was actually able to contend with Vados. This power was far stronger than his own. Ho ho ho, my sister is as strong as ever. Whis smiled. Lord Beerus, you need to work harder, or Lord Wang Tang will surpass you. Hearing this, Beerus simply snorted coldly and turned his head away. Wang Tang and Vados looked at each other, their eyes meeting. There was still no heavy breathing, completely unlike having just gone through such an intense battle. Lord Wang Tang's strength is truly astonishing. I thought the battle would end quickly. But I didn't expect it to last so long, and yet no substantial damage has been dealt. Since that's the case, from now on, I'm going to get serious. Vados said to Wang Tang with a smile on her face. She didn't expect Wang Tang to be able to withstand her attacks. She originally thought Wang Tang's strength was at most comparable to Champa's, but now she felt she had severely underestimated him. Vados, you don't need to hold back. Use whatever techniques you have. Wang Tang also said with a calm expression, although he looked like he had used all his strength at the moment. He still had trump cards he hadn't used. If he used all his trump cards, he would still have a chance to fight. However, he also knew in his heart that Vados's strength was far from just that. She possessed the strength of a third-level angel, while Wang Tang had only barely reached the strength of a first-level angel. If he wanted to win, he would have to use some unconventional methods. Alright, then Lord Wang Tang, be careful. Vados smiled and nodded, then her expression became serious. She had given up on the idea of probing and was ready to go all out. Subsequently, an astonishing white energy began to emanate from her body. In that instant, a divine aura covered the entire arena. At this moment, Vados was like an inviolable goddess, floating in the air, with a sacred aura slowly wrapping around her body. Ho ho ho, my sister is getting serious. Lord Wang Tang is in danger now. Whis laughed. Wang Tang, as a prosecutor of the divine realm, immediately felt the terrifying divine power emanating from Vados, and the oppressive feeling that rushed over him even made him excited. Feeling the astonishing divine power, Wang Tang clenched his fists and began to guard himself with all his heart. Then, he clenched his fists tightly, the veins on his body quickly bulged, the power of the realm of intent immediately wrapped around him, and a thick divine aura also permeated the golden flames around him. Vados's expression paused. This is the power of the realm of intent. Only a very small number of gods can comprehend the power of the realm of intent, but to unleash the power of the realm of intent also depends on one's own combat power. Just like the god of destruction of Universe 2, although he comprehended the realm of intent, if he were to truly fight Beerus, he would not be Beerus's opponent. Whoosh, whoosh. The next second, both their bodies simultaneously disappeared from their original spots. Bang bang bang. The sound of their collisions immediately came from the air, and circles of white energy aftershocks constantly exploded in the air. Two figures constantly intertwined in the air, making everyone below stare in awe. Bang! A fierce gust of wind continuously blew downwards. Universe 7 rest area. Son Goku and Vegeta both opened their mouths in shock. Because this battle was simply too powerful. They were already top masters in Universe 7, and even ranked among the top masters in the entire universe. But at this moment, the strength displayed by Vados and Wang Tang truly made them feel how weak they still were. Either of them could easily crush the combined efforts of the two. This is impossible. These two fools. Vegeta then clenched his fists, his eyes filled with unwillingness. Lord Wang Tang and Vados are too amazing, they seem even stronger than Lord Beerus. Goku said in shock. Beerus, upon hearing this, gritted his teeth tightly and roared, "Hey, Goku. No one will think you're mute if you don't speak. Have you ever seen my full power?" Looking at Beerus's unfriendly gaze, Goku immediately waved his hands in a panic, not daring to say more. Ho ho ho, Lord Wang Tang has actually applied the realm of intent to combat. And he can fight back and forth with my sister. It's truly astonishing. Whis' voice slowly came. The strength Wang Tang displayed at this moment had already surpassed all gods of destruction, including Beerus. It is estimated that Beerus would only be able to compete with Wang Tang if he fully comprehended Ultra Instinct. Quote. However, compared to his strength, Lord Wang Tang's cooking skills are even more unforgettable. Whis covered his mouth and laughed. Boom boom boom. As the battle between the two became more and more intense, the entire arena had become dilapidated, and even the protective shield protecting the arena had countless cracks. White energy waves constantly flashed in the air. Boom, bang bang bang. The two collided several more times, and roaring sounds constantly came from the air. Then, with a bang, a ki blast suddenly fell from the air, and the entire arena instantly turned into nothingness. Looking at it, there was a bottomless pit. Wang Tang and Vados floated in the air, looking at each other from a distance. The two gazed at each other, and Wang Tang's heart was filled with indescribable shock, because he had used all his strength and couldn't gain any advantage, and he had a premonition that the other party had only used about half of her strength. Just then, Vados raised her jade hand and pointed from afar. Wang Tang felt an irresistible force rapidly approaching, and it was so fast that he couldn't even dodge it in time. He could only cross his arms in front of his chest. Boom! A loud noise came, and Wang Tang felt his entire body suffer immense damage. After the firelight disappeared, Wang Tang quickly rushed out of the thick smoke. At this moment, he was charred all over, looking very disheveled. His clothes were even more tattered, and he grabbed them and tore them to shreds, revealing his well-proportioned physique. Vados's eyes lit up slightly, and she smiled. Lord Wang Tang, you've kept yourself in good shape. Wang Tang sneered a few times, and all the power in his body immediately gathered towards his palm. A giant blue-white energy ball appeared in his palm, holding up the astonishing energy ball high. Vados, how about you try this move? Looking at the terrifying energy ball condensed, capable of destroying this planet, Vados smiled and shook her head. It's useless, Lord Wang Tang. Don't waste your strength. Wang Tang ignored Vados's advice and then threw the energy ball over. Whoosh! As the energy ball pressed down, the airflow in the entire battlefield immediately became turbulent. Countless small pebbles began to fly up from the deep pit. Looking at the continuously falling energy ball, Vados merely extended her finger and lightly tapped in the air. The astonishing energy ball stopped in midair, unable to advance even an inch. The next second, the energy ball actually turned into specks of starlight and disappeared from its original spot. Vados's beautiful face revealed a smile. "See, I told you it was useless." But Wang Tang had already disappeared from his original spot, and then, a voice sounded in Vados's ear. "My goal has been achieved." Vados was startled, quickly turned around, and saw Wang Tang rushing towards her with his strong arms outstretched. Vados, who had never been in such close proximity to a man, immediately panicked. In her panic, she actually forgot to defend herself, and her body was tightly embraced by Wang Tang. Their eyes met, the distance between them less than a centimeter, and they could both feel each other's breath. "Impudent!" A delicate shout came, and Vados's body immediately burst out with astonishing divine power, sending Wang Tang flying. Vados floated in the air, her face flushed, immediately realizing she had lost her composure. After all, Wang Tang was her superior, and she had instinctively cried out, unleashing her strongest power. Is Lord Wang Tang all right?" Vados asked softly. After dispelling that terrifying power, Wang Tang waved his hand. I'm fine. How could I get hurt? Let's continue." Hearing this, Vados softly replied, Then, a deep roar emanated from Wang Tang's throat, instantly transforming into a golden flash of light that vanished from its spot. Whoosh! When he reappeared, Wang Tang was already in front of Vados, launching a barrage of attacks at her like a fierce storm. His speed was incredibly fast, even Vados visibly paused, forced to dodge backward. Lord Wang Tang's power seems to have increased. Did he grow stronger, improving his power during battle? If that's true, then I need to finish this quickly. Vados exclaimed in surprise, regaining her composure. At this moment, Wang Tang's punches grew stronger with each strike, his power seemingly inexhaustible. Vados had never encountered such an opponent before. Bang! The two collided again, then they quickly separated. Just then, Vados delivered a kick, her slender leg rapidly rising, causing Wang Tang's mind to momentarily falter. Another heavy kick landed on his chest, and the beautiful sight he had just witnessed flashed through his mind. Though it was beautiful, the damage is certainly significant. Wang Tang gritted his teeth, rubbed his chest twice, and rapidly retreated. He hadn't expected Vados's power to be so immense. No matter how he attacked, he couldn't defeat her. If he relied solely on hand-to-hand combat now, Wang Tang felt he couldn't possibly defeat Vados. Since that's the case, I'll have to take a risk. Although it's dangerous, I can only try it now. Kaioken. Terrifying red aura immediately erupted around the golden aura, and at that moment, Wang Tang felt an unparalleled pain surge through his body. He roared through gritted teeth, his power growing stronger and stronger, his terrifying aura causing the entire universe to tremble violently. "Wang Tang, he's using Kaioken." Goku immediately exclaimed. No one understood Kaioken better than him. How is that possible? His Kaioken is even more terrifying than Kakarot's. What an infuriating fellow, Vegeta said through gritted teeth. Kaioken. I didn't expect Lord Wang Tang to possess the same technique as Goku, now Vados won't have it so easy. Beerus said softly. Ho ho ho, Lord Beerus, although Lord Wang Tang's power has indeed multiplied, the burden on his body has also multiplied. The situation is now complicated. Moreover, my sister isn't that easy to defeat, Whis said with a smile. Vados looked at Wang Tang, who had suddenly erupted with astonishing power, and her face was also filled with surprise. How can this be? How can Lord Wang Tang also possess such a technique that puts a heavy burden on the body? She hadn't expected to see it again on Wang Tang, besides that Saiyan from Universe 7. 10 times Kaioken. Wang Tang's golden aura was now covered with a layer of eerie red aura. His current power was immeasurably stronger than when Son Goku used it. Just then, the protective barrier around the arena finally buckled under the strain and shattered into pieces. Seeing this, Vados said with some exasperation, the price for eating Lord Wang Tang's delicious food is too great. He's actually this troublesome. Subsequently, a faint, sacred white aura also appeared around her body, which was not to be underestimated. Goku was incredibly shocked at this moment. The immense effort he put into mastering 10 times Kaioken while in Super Saiyan Blue, and how long he had known Kaioken before he could barely control it. But Wang Tang's current Super Saiyan 5 transformation, whose power was immeasurably stronger than Super Saiyan Blue, could still boost Kaioken to 10 times. The impact on Son Goku was immense. Son Goku was now doubting if this Wang Tang was even human, because his performance was simply too abnormal. As Wang Tang stabilized his power, he floated in the air. To those around him, he appeared majestic, but only he knew that he probably couldn't last for more than a few minutes. So Wang Tang intended to finish the battle quickly. The next second, Wang Tang raised his palm. A golden energy ball instantly materialized, growing larger and larger. In no time, a super energy ball floated in Wang Tang's palm. Everyone could feel that this energy ball contained destructive power. Whoosh! Then, to everyone's astonished gaze, the energy ball shot out of his hand. Vados's eyes began to sharpen. Looking at the rapidly approaching energy ball, she had no intention of dodging it, because if she did, this planet would probably instantly turn to dust. She raised her right hand, and a magenta energy ball also instantly appeared from her palm, rapidly expanding. In an instant, it became the same size as the energy ball Wang Tang had condensed. Tiny lightning bolts still flashed around the magenta energy ball, its might astonishing. Go! A faint voice came from Vados's mouth. Then the magenta energy ball immediately flew towards the golden energy ball. Whoosh! Boom! Rumble! The two energy balls immediately collided, releasing astonishing energy, and a deafening sound erupted. The entire planet trembled violently in the terrifying collision. The terrifying gale made the distant resting area like a small boat swaying in a stormy sea. Seeing this, Whis immediately stood up, and astonishing power surged from him, instantly enveloping the entire resting area. Everyone immediately felt a gentle force protecting them. Then a loud bang came. The two terrifying energy balls exploded violently, and astonishing energy shot up into the sky. Rumble! Rumble! A scene like the end of the world immediately appeared before everyone. Wang Tang and Vados quickly ascended, flying towards outer space. Because that planet could no longer withstand such a terrifying collision, another hit, and it would probably be annihilated. Since Lord Wang Tang possesses such strong power, I will also unleash my strongest power to fight, otherwise, it will be very difficult to determine a winner. Vados's serious voice slowly came through. Her words also suited Wang Tang's intentions, as the Kaioken he was currently using couldn't last long, and he also needed to finish the battle quickly. Be careful. As soon as she finished speaking, Vados's body vanished like a ghost. Her speed was incredibly fast, only a faint white afterimage remained, her body having disappeared without a trace. Wang Tang also felt the terrifying divine power emanating from her, and he understood that she had now used her full strength. Whoosh! When Vados's figure reappeared, she was already behind Wang Tang. Wang Tang reacted quickly, but he was still a half beat too slow, and a fierce blow landed heavily on Wang Tang's body. Whoosh! Wang Tang immediately flew backward. Under Vados's full power strike, Wang Tang was directly sent flying. Whoosh! Vados's body instantly vanished from her original spot, her figure was impossible to catch. Her speed was so fast that people couldn't react at all. Wang Tang continuously controlled his body, muttering, "Is this the angel power?" At this moment, Vados's power had indeed transcended ordinary strength, the peak combat power of an angel was terrifyingly strong. Both her speed and attacks were powerfully unsettling. Boom! Boom boom! Vados unleashed several moves in succession, and Wang Tang had no power to resist at all, only passively taking hits. He couldn't even find her figure now, so he could only watch helplessly as attack after attack struck his body. Her speed is too fast. Even with my current power, using 10 times Kaioken, it's hard to keep up with Vados's speed. Is this the angel power? Wang Tang quickly pondered. If he could grasp Ultra Instinct, coupled with his current strength, would he be able to contend with Vados and defeat her? Although he had obtained the cultivation method for Ultra Instinct as soon as he transmigrated, after so many years, he had barely managed to get a foothold, not even reaching minor mastery, let alone great mastery. After fighting Vados, Wang Tang had made up his mind to cultivate Ultra Instinct to perfection, only then could he stand at the peak of combat power in the Dragon Ball world. It seems next time he must fight against a strong individual who has mastered Ultra Instinct, only by experiencing it firsthand might he be able to comprehend something. Bang bang bang. Vados was still attacking relentlessly. Each attack made Wang Tang feel immense pain. Vados also hadn't expected Wang Tang to be so resilient, taking so many hits and still maintaining that astonishing transformation. Wang Tang's mind was constantly thinking of countermeasures, because if this continued, defeat was only a matter of time. At this moment, he was also very anxious. He wanted to counterattack, not just passively take hits like this. Universe 6, Nameless Star. Everyone watched the aerial battle broadcasted by Whis, looking at the constantly beaten Wang Tang, all swallowing their saliva, not daring to even breathe. Although only Vados's blurry figure could be seen in the picture, they all knew the fact that Wang Tang was constantly taking a beating. Gohan's fists were tightly clenched. It was the first time he had seen Wang Tang so passive. It could be said the situation was extremely critical. At this moment, Wang Tang was completely on the defensive, constantly taking hits. If this continued, Wang Tang had no chance of winning. Oh my, how could my sister use such powerful angel power? Now Lord Wang Tang is in danger. Whis also said with a solemn expression. Hey, Whis, quickly find a way to stop this fight. If anything happens to Lord Prosecutor, Zeno won't let us off. Beerus shouted sternly. Hearing Beerus's shout, Whis's expression also changed. Because he knew that Lord Beerus was telling the truth, if Lord Prosecutor really died here, Zeno might, in his anger, instantly destroy Universe 6 and Universe 7. He and Vados might not die, but Beerus and Champa would definitely not escape their fate. But at this level of battle, perhaps only Whis could intervene. Anyone else going up would just be cannon fodder, instantly pulverized. Just then, an anomaly occurred. Wang Tang's entire body in the image turned crimson, and an unparalleled red aura quickly surged. Wang Tang finally made up his mind after being continuously beaten, deciding to make one last desperate push. A low roar came from his throat. 20 times Kaioken. As the Kaioken activated, Wang Tang immediately felt a world-destroying power emanating from his entire body, as if his whole body was burning. Red flames immediately surged from his body. An indescribable sharp pain spread throughout his body, and Wang Tang's eyes widened sharply. It's time for the decisive battle. Whoosh! Wang Tang's body then vanished from his original spot. Vados, who was approaching at high speed, looked at the suddenly disappeared Wang Tang and exclaimed, "What? How is this possible?" Immediately after, Vados's eyes widened, and a fiery red fist heavily struck Vados's abdomen. Vados immediately felt like her stomach contents would be ejected, and a mouthful of stomach acid immediately gushed out. The next second, Wang Tang disappeared from his original spot again. A hint of anger surged onto Vados's face. Her speed actually increased again. Her current speed was probably almost on par with instant transmission. The two's fists collided fiercely. Whoosh! Both flew backward. Wang Tang's body was already overwhelmed at this moment. He felt it was extremely difficult to even move. He gritted his teeth, channeling all his strength into his palms. Ka, me, ha, me, ha. At this moment, Wang Tang, whose entire body was like fire, quickly shot out a terrifying attack. Facing Wang Tang's terrifying attack, a look of shock also appeared on Vados's face. Her palms immediately quickly gathered power, and an astonishing energy blast immediately formed. Whoosh! The astonishing energy blast immediately shot out. And Whis, seeing this scene, his eyes widened. Sister, stop quickly. The next second, he appeared directly in space, but everything was already too late. The two forces slammed into each other. Boom! An astonishing energy storm immediately raged in space. Whis, looking at the irreversible situation, was already preparing to use time reversal to try and salvage the out-of-control situation. Just then, the two terrifying energy blasts suddenly exploded, and Wang Tang, who was closest, was immediately engulfed. Seeing that it was too late, Whis could only protect Vados and disappear directly into space. Boom! Rumble! Rumble! An astonishing energy explosion created a powerful energy impact in space, and a huge roar came. The entire space turned white in that terrifying explosion. After the explosion's energy slowly dissipated, countless debris appeared in space. Universe 6, Nameless Star. Gohan fell directly to the ground. Although the image had disappeared when Whis vanished, he had a deep understanding of such a terrifying energy collision. Everyone's faces were also full of worry. Beerus and Champa were even more worried. I hope Lord Wang Tang is alright. Just then, Whis and Vados appeared instantly. Beerus's eyes widened, and his voice even trembled slightly. Whis, where is Lord Prosecutor? Hearing this, Whis gritted his teeth, actually speechless. Champa immediately rushed out. Hey, Vados, what exactly happened to Lord Inspector? Vados actually made the same expression as Whis. Then, she softly said, Lord Champa, Lord Wong-Tang is probably. Hearing the fragmented words, a drop of cold sweat dripped from Champa, and he directly fell to the ground. Just then, a figure appeared not far from everyone. At this moment, Champa, Beerus, and Whis, Vados's eyes all widened. Then, Champa and Beerus's expressions changed drastically, covered in cold sweat. The two immediately panicked, their voices trembling slightly. Zeno. Two Zeno's guards emerged from the ground, standing on either side of Zeno. All the surrounding gods immediately became flustered. Vegeta said with his arms crossed, "Who is this suddenly appearing little guy?" Piccolo muttered, "Who is it?" Beerus's body was already trembling uncontrollably. Zeno, the king who stands at the apex of all things in the 12 universes. Hearing this, Vegeta and the others' eyes widened like copper bells. Whis softly said, "Lord Beerus, let's greet him quickly. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe for more videos."